I tell you, every single time, it's always something. Always something. This one, I don't know what I did, but somehow when I removed myself from I disappeared from the little host area. I had to refresh. If I had backed out, it would have ended the stream. So I had to do a refresh. So I figured it out. Mm, mm, mm. Man, so what's up, man? We got Nova in the building, Dury in the building. Man, appreciate man. Show my comments. That's right. Dury, yeah, my bad. I got you with a double countdown. It was a little dirty. My bad. That was my bad. I don't know what I did. Let me see. Hold up. Got Bree in the building. What's up? All right, cool. All right. So this service does not show who or what's here, but it does make a really loud ding when somebody makes a comment. Or at least if I'm not on the comment screen, because that one came up clean. Hey, Bree, let's see. Okay, adding and removing comments is a little sus. Okay, I already reported the stream. That'll work. Okay, well. Getting back and forth in here. It's a lot like StreamYard, but it's got some weird little glitches. My FPS is super high. Wow. Okay, no. It's not doing the ding if I'm on the comment screen. So it's not doing the ding. It's kind of like a notification. If I'm on a different tab, like inside the little layout here, then it'll give me a ding. So like right now, I'm gonna move over to tickers. Now make your little stream of comments. Go ahead and make a run of reallys. Go ahead. Let's try it again. Let's go. Come on. And now you don't want to do it. Of course you don't. There we go. I got a ding. Just one. And then there's a little green dot that keeps bouncing up and down. So I don't know how many you did, but I just get one. I get one notification bell if I'm not on the actual comment tab where I see the comments. Yeah. High FPS. Thank you, man. Thank you. So I don't know what the difference is. Let me see what it said on. Camera. 1080. So it's on 1080. 1080. Yeah. So it's on 1080. What happens is I'm usually on 720 just because of the system requirements. But two things have happened. I did fix my Ethernet port. So I did fix that. Did it myself. Even though I've put it off for like 8 months, it took me 2 minutes to fix, which is horrible. Something I put off for months and I was going to take it to a repair shop. I did it in 2 minutes. It's so sad. So I am corded up now. I'm connected to the modem directly. I'm not on Wi-Fi, but it is still 5G internet. So we'll see. Okay. So one weird thing about that is I have no clue. The frame rate is faster than usual. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it. I don't know why I like the circles. I don't know why. We're going to see how this works, though. It's going to be an awkward stream. Just be prepared for that. Yellow should be here, maybe. Definitely not starting that. More HD and more smooth. Okay. Cool. I'm going to start with this, man. I got to give, black women their flowers. I'm going to let Paige Bucher do it.
With the light that I have now, as a white woman who leads a black-led sport and celebrated here, I want to show a light on black women. They don't get the media coverage that they deserve. They've given so much to this sport and the community and society as a whole, and their value is undeniable. And in the WNBA last season, the postseason awards, 80% of the winners were black, but they got half the amount of coverage as the white athletes. So I think it's time for change. Sports media holds the key to storylines. course, media and sponsors tell us who is valuable, and you have told the world that I matter today, and everyone who voted, thank you. But I think we should use this power together to also celebrate Black women. So to Maria Taylor, Robin Roberts, Maya Moore, Odyssey Alexander, to all the incredible Black women in my life on my teams, to Breonna Taylor and all the lives lost, and to those names who have not yet learned, but I hope to share, I stand behind you and I will continue to follow you and follow your lead and fight for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
It's for you, Nova. Here's for you. There you go. My bad. I'm new to this. There's a little volume bar on the video while it's playing, so I could have risen it. I didn't know. I could have risen it? Rose it? I could have done something different. How about that? Hopefully you guys could at least hear it. But anyway, she was giving Black women their flowers. Black women. Kamala, Black woman. I'm so over it, man. I'm so over it. I can hear it okay, but my speaker's also on Gorilla volume. Okay. I understand. I wonder if I could change these. Give me a second. I want to see if there's a way to change the ooh. Nah. That one says that says block, not black. So that's like inversion of this, but it's a square. Which one do I like? Names on the bottom, set at the top. I'll go with this one. That'll be fun. That'll work. I tell you, man. Struggle streaming is the best, man. Struggle streaming. I think her speech was awkward and white savior vibes. Yeah, absolutely. It was. I was actually going to use that clip for something else I did some time ago. But, since we're talking about a Black woman here today, Kamala Harris, I thought it would be apropos to start their name on top, I think. Let's see. You like the name on top? I do too. Your name should precede your comment. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely with you there, buddy. So I want to see how some video plays. I was actually going to start with something a lot more traumatic. I was going with something very traumatic, kind of like slavey, kind of something very slavey. Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit, talking about her history, things that she went through. Just to start with the premise that Black people have really gone through a lot in their history that they're not really going through now. So I wanted to preface this for anybody to hear that I realize I'm in a very privileged first world position that allows me to watch out things that have very little consequence, as opposed to when people really had to dang near survive on the daily because anything could get you killed. So I wanted to start there, but I decided not to do the whole heavy-handed, child of trauma thing to make that point. I decided to go with Paige Buchers instead. Let's pander to the Black women. They like that. But I do want to get into the airing of grievances. I am going to get into the first clip. I have a lot of clips. And because my streaming service that I used to use to clip is YouTube changing, can't get it done. So it's going to be very back and forth pulling up YouTube videos. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me. Or not, but it is what it is. So as I figured out how to share videos, all right, now last time I shared a video in the streaming service, it actually dropped me out. Okay, and I'm gone. See, just that quick. But actually, it kicked me all the way out last time. Let's see what I need to do. Oh, I'm under the desk. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Hey, Anae. Good to see you. Trying to figure this out. Let me just get rid of the desk. Maybe that'll do it. That's probably a little small for you guys. I want it to be bigger. Pause. Give me a second. Where are the overlays? I gotta find the overlays. Give me a second. I don't even know. Design, overlays. Everything's in different folders and stuff. All right. Cool. Let's go. All right. Boom. Boom. Ooh, let's go. All right. So I am pretty small over here, though. Spotlight participant. Remove. Oh. Doesn't look like they have any. They don't seem to have any. No customs. So there's no custom builds in this one. So I can't make it any better than these, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Yeah. So they do have the little shape differences, which is kind of cool. Promote conscious parenting in the building. Good to see you. And Ane, hello. Salute to both of you. I'm trying out this other software program, OneStream. So it's going to be one of those awkward, slow, working through a stream. So over here, I go about the chat. Now I'll go over here. Wish I could be on the other side. Wish I could be to the left. Am I on the left on? Was I on the left on StreamYard? Why is there X on the comment? Okay, so on the screen, what I'm doing on the screen, it looks like I can click on a comment and there's a box around it with an X, as if I could close it out on the video playback screen, but it's not doing anything, which is kind of weird. All right, cool. So, of course, we got this. I wanted to start with Biden because, man, listen, this one ain't going to be the one. ONE stream, yeah, OneStream. This ain't going to be the one. Yeah, I do like that. I do like the backdrop, but I have to click on each comment about 3 different times to click on it. Like to get a comment up or to hide it, I've got to click way too many times. Way too many times. It's a nuisance. For some reason, the comments are a very particular selling point. It's one of the reasons I didn't like EV Mux, because the comments load too slow. But you'll be hearing me critique this form as I go through the stream. So if that annoys you, do you think? But let's get into this, because this is where we start. This is where my angst started with the Democrats as far as their rhetoric. I think a lot of y'all have heard this. A lot of y'all know what's about to happen here.
Firestorm.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Man, listen, that right there. Of course, that pissed a lot of people off. Makes sense. If you don't know whether you're going to vote for him or Trump, you ain't black. And that's where the problem started. I already had a problem with Joe before. I mean, because he is a racist. He is a racist. He had problems with the busing the day, part of my bill with Clinton. I knew all that stuff. But then to say that you're not black, to have a white man tell me as a Republican, as a black man, because I don't vote for Democrats and I'm not black. If I don't know I want to vote for, I'm not black. It was extremely offensive. Extremely offensive. The main issue with Biden saying that you ain't black is that he could have said, then you are not black, without necessitating the grammatically incorrect non-standard contradiction dog whistle. Hey, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay, language lesson. But listen, that was the first thing that got me. Very first thing that got me. Then the second thing with Biden. When he was still campaigning. Let me pull it up. Hold up. Is that the right time? I got timestamps. I got the timestamps on everything. Hold up. Share this tab. Okay, this one's only 42 seconds, so bear with me. Man, super offensive. But I'm going to lay the groundwork to when Obama, because what I'm going to get to is Obama, President Obama, former President Obama, who talked to and about black men. very recently. It's in the news. If you haven't heard it, I'm going to play that clip later on too. But I want to introduce a few different elements in here. So there's the element of being told what and who Black people have to vote for, especially Black men. The difference in tone when it comes to Black men versus Black women, who these policies are, Black men versus Black women. And also the last piece is going to be, dang it, I forgot just that quick. But what's that third element? Who's voting for who? And dang it, I forgot. My bad. I got too many things on my brain. But Joe Biden started this off. But we're going to bring this clip in of Joe Biden again. Let me see. Oh no, where's the video? Okay, there it is. Jesus Christ. I don't like where these things are sitting. They've got this sitting all off to the side in a place I don't like. Almost, it's not hidden, but it's so far off to the left that I don't notice where they are. Like, that could just be my setup. You heard about it but haven't seen it? It's interesting. It's very patronizing, condescending, and paternalistic. I'm not a fan of it. But this is Joe Biden. And I guess this is what I was scared. This is the last thing I was going to say, because I said Black men, Black women, but it's still Black women. Who they're talking to. Even when they're talking about Black men, they're talking to Black women. That's why I started with the page view, because they're talking to Black women. So listen to this, because it's not about Black men at all.
I committed that if I'm elected president, have an opportunity to appoint someone to the courts, I'll appoint the first Black woman to the courts.
Now, again, while he's running, before he's talked to anybody, done anything, he's already determining who he's going to appoint to the courts. And he said a Black woman would get appointed to the courts, which he did, Ketanji Brown Jackson. So he followed through the campaign promise by selecting and appointing a Black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Let's go circle.
Required that they have representation now, long overdue. Secondly, if I'm elected president, my cabinet, my administration will look like the country. And I commit that I will, in fact, I'll pick a woman to be vice president. There are a number of women who are qualified.
So then there we go again. I will pick a woman vice president. What's up, Yella? So if you don't have access to the site, let's see. Did you register, set up the thing? Blah, blah, blah. How do I invite? Invite guests. Hey, listen. Try following this link. Hopefully you are on the PC. Try following this link. Yeah, man. He's pandering. And listen, I'm okay with catering to a specific demographic. I actually want people to cater and speak to different demographics of people, because different demographics of people have different needs. So I am fine with that. Go ahead and do things for Black women, legislate for Black women, but also Black men are here too. Like, hey, we're here. Right here. I thought it said 5 today. I'm sleepy. Yeah, it did say 5 today. I should have put 5. And see, I clicked on Dory's comment 3 times. Likewise, Kamala getting pushback for her recent campaign promises about business loans. Yep. I'm going to bring that up too. I'm bringing all that up too. It's sensational. So hopefully you're able to join. So you see what he's doing. Before he's even president, he was talking about, I'm going to select a Black woman to the SCOTUS. I'm going to get a woman VP. So he definitely brought more women into his cabinet and into the courts through appointment than any other president from what I heard. But again, Black men do exist. So I did want to bring that in. Uno momento. Next piece of evidence. Why that's necessary. Why they had to start speaking to women specifically. Why they had to start saying, I'm going to represent Black women specifically is because of this right here. So again, let me get the timestamp, 1824. Let's go. This is why. Because anybody, if you've seen IG Green when he's up here with me, he talks about the disaggregation, which is like the aggregation is like the collective. When things are together, they're aggregate, they're combined. Disaggregation means when things are being separated, when things are being divided. There's a disaggregation between Black people now. They're trying to divide, not like us. Yella joined the session. They're trying to divide, not like us, Black American-born descendants of slaves, Black people, and Black people from around the diaspora, around different places. Let me see. Got Yella in the building. What's up, bro? Speaking of not like us. Not like us. What did he say? What was the word? What did he say? What did dude say? Don't be a Drake. Speaking of Drake, we got Yella here. Speaking of Drake, we got Yella here. But they're also trying to disaggregate between men and women. And I'm going to show you a clip to this effect. So this is why the pandering or the salesmanship, the marketing to Black women is important, because there is a disaggregation. So let me bring this in here. Yella will know these faces. Watch Yella's face. Watch Yella's face, because his face will tell you how he feels about these faces. All right, let's go.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah, man. So this is why they're marketing and selling to Black women specifically.
The reason for that, it wasn't to have you defend or not Donald Trump. It was about, I care about what's in this contract with Black America for women, and it's not, we're not mentioned at all in the contract with Black America.
Contract with Black America, it doesn't mention women.
I mean, when you mention Black people, you mentioning Black women. So yourself
no,
out. Yes,
that's not true.
So right there's the disaggregation. When you say Black people, you're not talking about Black women anymore. This is what it means to say people are disaggregating. They're separating. They're dividing. When they say divisive and division, this is what they're talking about. Black people no longer includes Black women. If you do not say Black women in specific, you're not talking about Black women. Therefore, the same happens with Black men. If you're not saying Black men in specific, the attitudes and understanding is that you're not talking about Black men. You can't say Black people. You can't say people of color. You have to be specific now. Be Pacific. Right there. Ain't that right, Yella?
I hate everything about this. I hate everything about you.
Why you hate everything about me? Hold on. I'm trying to find. Hold up. Where is that? 1946.
I never even understood why this. I didn't understand why that interview had to happen. Right. That was
important, man.
That was cute. He didn't realize he was in danger.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the disaggregation. This is why you have to say, I'm going to appoint a Black woman. This is why you have to say my VP is going to be a woman. Turned out to be a Black woman, but a woman for sure. Be Pacific. Absolutely. Be Pacific. But that's why it's important, because people that are prominent, that have voices, that have followings, are saying things like this. Black people doesn't include Black women. Come on. So they have the circle too. This definitely ain't gonna be the one.
Black administration said that when they
Black people, not Black women.
Black
women are not included in Black people.
No,
Come on,
but that's like, that's like you saying. That's like when the president says minorities, then he's including Black people. But we all know that that's not the case. Black women have specific needs that are not also being met, and we also feel that there should be some things that are specific to us and our plight as well. And I
understand that.
I feel like as a Black man, you can lead.
No.
I feel like you can.
Now listen. Just this part. This is
man. Go fuck yourself.
This is where the mentality
I've
is
been
crazy
here for 3 minutes. I hate
problematic.
this is why I hate you. This is why I hate everything about this. How is you? Oh my God! How is she gonna say? How is she gonna say? How are they gonna say that black people don't include black women?
Well, because it don't. Black women
Two,
are not black people.
Then okay, then to her point, then her saying that black women have very specific needs, and as a black man, you should be able to help us get that. Well, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Well, wait a minute. Well, who's there, Bucko? You want to exclude from us and then tell us that we need to be the ones to help you get what you trying to get?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
y'all not like us. Y'all not like us, but you got to figure out what we need. Y'all not like us, but y'all got to figure out what we need.
I don't even think it's the election. I just think it's life in general.
Yeah.
All right, wrap it up, D.
So this is where it gets crazy. This is where like the mentality starts getting cuckoo. So like Yella said, as a man, you're gonna throw it onto the man because he came up with the plan, and they don't like the language because it doesn't specifically say black women. So now listen to what they say. Listen to whose responsibility is to speak for the women.
I just offered y'all to write a section up. I just said I don't mind if you guys help us write a section.
Selena Johnson was here for
all kind of experts in putting this together. It wasn't just me. We dealt with experts in all fields of this contract with Black America. So we would deal with experts in the section when it comes to. So that's no problem.
Okay,
I'll help you write it.
So I'm willing to listen to women when we talk about the needs of women. Makes perfect sense to me.
Say you do get the money. How soon do you think your plan is going to go into effect?
Okay, my bad. But what's her face? Vivica Fox was having a problem when she said, "Oh, you want to put us to work?" So they were pushing back, and I think they pushed back one further. I'm not about to play the whole thing. That was the part I was going to play. IG in the building, man. What's going on, Playboy? What's going on? Good to see you. But yeah, man, that's why when I say IG, the disaggregation comes up because they have already separated black people. No longer means black men and black women. They have their own separate needs, their own separate wants, and they don't want to be included with black people. So that's why I wanted to, when we hear the Democrats talking about black women and black men, understand that there's a division now. What they say, divide and conquer. There's now a division between black men and black women. The gender war has gone political. Like that's a thing now. So give me a second to pull up this next clip. This is why this next clip is so important. So before, Yellow, if you got anything to say, I'm getting ready to pull up the Obama clip. I'm getting ready to play the Obama clip. So anybody that has not already heard the Obama clip where he's talking about to whatever black men, I'm getting ready to play that now.
No, I ain't got nothing to display. Nothing to say. I have nothing to say. That's not about that.
This is what prompted today's conversation for me because this was like my last straw. Like I'm gonna tell you, like the feelings it evoked. The feelings it evoked were of I would vote for David Duke before I vote for another Democrat. And I almost took my ballot because I got the mail in. I almost took my ballot and went all the way down the Republican side out of spite. Because the way it made me feel, because of the sheer offense. Just like I'm going to wipe out one Democrat's vote in my precinct all the way down ballot because of the way that they continually insult my intelligence. So I'm going to play this for you guys. And you can tell me if I'm crazy. You can tell me if I was overreacting.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding.
He's going to speak some truths. Let me speed this up to 125.
I feel like I ain't seen my nigga in like 3-4 years though. Yeah.
He been low key. He been out of pocket.
He been out of pocket. mean, that's something completely different.
He been riding around with what's that Virgin dude? Was it Branson? Dude that owns Virgin Records.
Oh yeah. He ain't so far as like he don't give creep, but he definitely give like wild ass old man.
Yeah,
He's always giving that like that type of vibe. So if Obama with him, he out here living his best life. Michelle don't know what that nigga doing.
Man. IG says vote Democrat down ballot. He is saying, hey, you can go ahead and stump for your people. Everybody is encouraged to stump for who they believe in, what values they believe in, what ballot initiatives they believe in.
Surely.
Yeah, do what you do. And y'all can speak for yourselves. And after this, when I'm done speaking, I will open up the pen if anybody wants to come up and tell me why I should vote for Kamala, why I should vote for Trump, why I should vote for myself, why I should vote for you, why I should vote for Bree, why I should vote for Dr. Seuss. Whoever you want us to vote for, or you just want to get up here and say what you say, I'll open it up, but it's going to be a little minute. Yellow may drop off.
Kind of raise my hand on that one. It's gonna say just reconsider that while we do this report. That's all I'm saying.
Well, listen, nobody's going to be able to get up here on their phone. Anybody would have to be on the computer. That's one. So it's going to limit a lot of people.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So is it? I do like the little hand raise. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's I was hoping I'd get a chance to use it.
Yeah, use the reaction to some of these reactions. Do those come up? Do you guys see a bunch of thumbs down on y'all screen, or is that just here inside the studio? Yellow, can you see those thumbs?
I see them.
Okay, cool. Oh man. So I don't believe in them. That's why I'm down ballot. Yeah, strategically teaching them a lesson. Okay. So you mean like don't vote for the president, vote down ballot, like down from president. Okay. Not all the way down the ballot, like from the president. I got you. I've done that before too. I've a couple of elections I've done. You see them? Yeah, so those are kind of cool, but for this, how hard it is to get the comments. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Now, what happened? Let me tell you about this app. They have an app. That's what I was trying to say. You actually have to download their app to join the stream. I tried that, and even though it was my stream, I could not get into it myself. Now, somebody else may be able to toy with it and try to tool with it, but I've only able to be. You're supposed to be able to get in from your phone, but I could not successfully do it. And I've been streaming for 3 years. And I could not join the link. I couldn't go through the app. I could not even get into my own stream that I was live on at the time. So if anybody else, when I do drop the link that Yellow's having me reconsider, you'll have to see if you can get in. But I do know PC is the only way I've been able to get in. So just a fair warning. But we got my dear brother Noopsy. My brother Noopsy.
Based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
He's about to speak to us directly because our passion and energy behind voting is not as high as it was when he was running. But the brothers are less likely to be out and passionate and energetic than the women. So he wants to speak to the brothers for a second.
And
come on, what you got to say?
When you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
Man.
And is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital to our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing, making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high, and rents that are too high, and are committed.
Before he goes far, I just want to reiterate, he said, you got a choice between somebody that knows your struggle, black man. She been through it. Oh, Yella noped out. Yella noped all the way.
Is committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act. So everybody's got help. And cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out? But, you know.
So it's the same thing that Biden said. You've got two choices, and if you don't know the difference, if you don't know who you should vote for between Trump and the Democrat, basically you're not black. That's basically what he's saying. If you can't tell the difference between these two, the person that knows your struggle, that fought for your struggle, that your struggle. If you can't tell, she went to college with you. She's black like you is. She came from slave owners. She's got Indian family. She's got some slave ancestry. She's got everything in her. She's a mutt, and that's cool. Most of us are. I'm not even tripping off that. But let's not talk about I have to vote for her because she's more acquainted with my struggle than the other guy. I don't even have to vote for the other guy. My vote is not bought for or paid for by anybody. Unfortunately, like their presidencies are. Like, I can't stand it. It's so offensive. He should not be speaking on Black American men at all, given his lineage, and anchoring is exceptionally privileged. Absolutely. As a Kenyan, half Kenyan, that's his black is Kenyan, not Black American. Don't come talking to the brothers. Don't come talking to the brothers about how we need to vote. Yeah, he tried it. And I thought that was just insanely crazy to me. Hello.
You know.
What did you say?
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses.
Cousin Pookie.
But, you know.
Let me see what he said before that. Hold up.
And you're thinking about sitting out?
Oh, he's not sitting out.
You know,
Cousin Pookie. Cousin Pookie. And see that kind of black relatability, man. I don't have no cousins named Pookie, man. I don't have no cousin Pookie. And I get the whole relatability thing, man. But at this point, man, when you're trying to chastise black men, don't do that.
Kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think. I'm speaking to men directly. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
Oh,
you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons.
Oh,
yeah, that like he said that felt that way. That would be a problem.
Now you want to shoot me in my pinky toe. So now, the reason people don't want to vote for Kamala is because she's a woman.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you, I voted for Hillary in the primaries when she was running. I can vote for a black woman, but I'm gonna let this go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you. I ain't hear you still, so I thought you would stop.
No, you good.
Come again? Yeah.
And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your
I
house,
beg your pardon.
your family,
I beg your pardon.
Who's coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising, working, and having our backs.
So now he's hitting us with the whole manosphere retort that's beloved by women. Who hurt you? Wasn't you raised by a black woman? When you raised by a black woman, yeah. When you raised, when your sister, when your teacher, when your auntie, your grandma black, when they all black, how you not gonna support a black woman when you got all these black women that helped you out?
And when we get in trouble, the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody.
Oh no, I'm not even thinking about it no more.
Has a history of denigrating.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about sitting it out. But now you are fully on convincing me to. Like you full on convinced me to. I was on the fence, like, you know what, maybe I'll vote. And I'm glad I'm watching this now, because this is the sign I need not to. Should have never voted this nigga in the first time.
No. Should have never gave this nigga money. Should have never gave this nigga money.
You? Because you think that's a sign of strength? Because that's what being a man is? Putting women down? That's not acceptable.
Man, stop it.
That's not.
Yeah.
This shouldn't even be a question.
It shouldn't even be a question who you want to vote for, because we got black mamas, and Kamala know our struggle, and she went to college with you. Man, she grew up with around the civil rights. Her mama was in the civil rights and met the daddy in civil rights. Was it? I can't remember. It was like a fundraiser, whatever it was. But it was a civil rights function, like a meeting, whatever they are. But I'm like, come on, man. You can't come and talk about all the things that black men need to do and why, and then say we're not voting for Kamala because we don't like black women. Like, come on. That's crazy. That was just such a crazy reach, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'm willing to say this though.
Let's go.
If that is the case, you should be asking yourself why.
I mean, that's true.
You should be asking yourself why.
Why? But my thing is, I don't think that's the case for the majority. But go ahead. My bad.
No, I mean, I get you. But shit, even for me, that's part of the reason.
Oh, because she's a woman for real?
Hell yeah.
Like, I mean, just solely for that one reason. Like, not because of which woman it is. Just because she has a vagina. Like, you're like, I won't vote for anybody with a vagina. Yes. He said yes. Okay.
Yes. Not for that job.
Okay. All right.
Not for that job. Nope.
You are definitely free to, again, like, everybody should be free to have their opinion. Their vote. It's their vote. Our body, our choice. We get to press the button that we choose for whatever we choose. But, you know, Obama says yellow's valid. Yellow's perspective isn't valid. You can't hold that position, Yellow. You can't say because she's a woman you can't vote for. That's messed up.
I mean, that's one of the reasons.
No, I'm with you, but that's not. I know that's not my reason. I would vote for a woman, even for position, but I would need somebody that I felt could hold that position. And we're going to talk about whether she's a strong leader. I got another clip about that I'm going to bring up later. But I think the Democrats have forgotten some very wise words from a very wise person who black people, especially Democrats, love to go around quoting. Love to go around quoting this guy. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. It's Umar Johnson. Hold up.
My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. We will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation. Beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
This dude wanted people to not be judged by the color of their skin. Oh, she know your struggle. She went to college with you. And I'm like, that can't be the reason. You can't be no Democrat up here. Can't be no Democrat. Then I forgot the ideal. Forgot the whole Democratic mantra. Forgot all the civil rights. Forgot all of that. To say now you got to vote for her because she's black. I got to vote for you because you're black. No, that's crazy. It's crazy that we've gotten so lost that we've forgotten the person who everybody espouses as the ideal of what this country should look like. Somebody who desires and whose ambition is to have an integrated colorblind society where your character matters most. And now the Democrats are up here like, man, fuck the character. She went to college. She went to Howard. How you gonna? She went to Howard. She's black. She's black. She's black. She's like you. Come on. How you not gonna vote for her? That's crazy. We have to be realistic. Some people don't want a female president. Absolutely. But I know that's not everybody's reason. And to pin it on black men, that's our reason, or it's enough of our reason that you need to come up there and attack them. Because if it's their reason, she's not going to become a man tomorrow. If she does become a man tomorrow, she's not going to be. She's not going to become the type of man that these dudes are going to vote for. If she transition tomorrow, Yellow, are you going to vote for her?
Nope.
Exactly. So there's no point. There's no point in even coming at them. Why don't you get the people who actually might vote for her based on policy reasons, based on platform? Why don't you get those people instead of trying to come at black men as if we got a problem with her because she's a woman? All of us don't. We do. I don't. It's the most powerful position in America. For a lot of people, it's going to be one that men do. Can't feel a woman should do. I get it. Yeah. If MLK just kept the cameras in grayscale, he would have racism. But nah, we had to switch the color and 1080p. Yeah. So let me get rid of this next clip. Because when I hear Obama say what he said, I feel embarrassed to have voted for him twice. To ask us to vote. Man, tripping. He asked us to vote on skin and genitals. Like, he asked us to vote not on her platform, not on her policy, not what she's going to do for me, not what she's going to do for the country. Forget that. Mama's black. Like, that stuff, man, it was so insulting. It was so insulting. But I want to remind you of something that he said not too long ago, 2012 it was. He was actually being interviewed by Black Enterprise magazine. And he said, the interviewer asked him, how do you respond to criticism that your administration hasn't done enough to support black businesses? And this is also President Obama, who I accidentally voted for twice. It was complete oversight, lapse of judgment. His answer was, my general view has consistent throughout, which is that I want all businesses to succeed. All business matter to us. All Americans to have opportunity. I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of the United States of America. But the programs that we have put in place have been directed at those folks who are least able to get financing through conventional means, who have been in the past locked out of the opportunities that were available to everybody. So I'll put my track record up against anybody in terms of us putting in place broad-based programs that ultimately had a huge benefit for African-American businesses. That was 2012. That was 12 years ago. Now you got the Democrats saying they want to do the exact same thing because that didn't work. You can put in all these colorblind policies and the situation is not going to change because the people who are making decisions are not colorblind. They're going to choose based on what they choose. Vaginas. They're going to choose on pigmentation. They're going to choose on whatever they want to. It's not going to be colorblind process. You can't make people. You can't change people's hearts. You can only change the law. And black people are still going to get the short end of the stick. From his administration on, it's the same thing. If everything that he did worked, why has black wealth since Obama left, black wealth, black household wealth, black incomes, all of it is either flatlined or gone down. So it's crazy that he would say that. And Kamala's up here parroting the exact same talking points about black businesses. We're going to talk about. I think it relates to Kamala more than most black people, especially coming from Bay Area, CA. Yeah. The opportunities, everything. She hasn't been void of that in her life due to her skin, which experience she tries to tap into. Facts. We got Von Eric in the building. Man, appreciate you for stopping in, my guy. Appreciate you. All right, man. So let me see. That was him. All lives mattering, all businesses mattering, all constituents matter. But again, at the exact same time, President Obama would institute lots of policies for other demographics in specific, reparations for specific groups. We know right now, even in Joe Biden's cabinet, which Kamala Harris is VP, they've been putting all kinds of stuff in for lots of individual people, including Asian Americans in specific. They'll tout that all the time. When it comes to black people, like Obama said, I'm not the president of Black America. But that leaves me as a Black American wondering then who's my president? Because if he wasn't when he was the president, we don't have one. That means we don't have representation. Because if we're not included, like they disaggregation of, or you said black people, you didn't say black women specifically, and you're going to say United States of America. Nobody thinks of a black man when nobody says the American. Nobody thinks of black men. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. So I'm disaggregated from that. You've pushed me outside that because you're not my president. You said I'm not the president of Black America. I'm president of the United States of America, which means you're going to the dominant class. You're going to the dominant group. That's who your constituents are. I'm not in that. So when that disaggregation happens, man, people gonna get cut out, and it's black people every single time. But hold up real quick. Pull up this next video. When I heard that, boy, this dude, I didn't mean with the first video, yellow. I didn't mean to hurt you with that first video. You just have to come in on the Fox Soul. I apologize. I mean to ruin your day.
It's all right.
But man, you got to see your boy, your Chi-Town legend, Barack Obama. You see your boy, you hadn't seen it. That was positive.
Yeah, I see he gone off started here. Sorry, though. Still my nigga.
He started tweaking. Yeah, and he on this thing. He trying to come down on black men, which I'm gonna talk a little bit about later. But in the meantime, because he's not the president. Go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say I don't feel the same way. Exactly how you felt about that statement.
Okay, talk to me.
So when I hear him say I'm not the president of Black America, I also think that black folks expected him to be the president of them only. Like we've been not getting for so long that we supposed to be the only ones that get that.
Like real quick,
and in reality,
let me ask you a question about that. Do you really think black people thought he was only going to?
I'm gonna say yes.
For black
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes because let's not act like black folks been super political savvy. Or we've been getting fucked by the system.
Okay.
So when we voted for him, we thought he was gonna just rock us too, and that's it. That's what took a lot of people by surprise. That's why that statement took a lot of people by surprise. They was like, "Oh, okay, you ain't with it." That's kind of what caused that reaction. I'm president of the United States. In reality, that's his truth. That is the truth. I'm saying so. It can't be if it's how can I put it for you? It's teetering dangerously close to one vote. If you don't vote for this one, it's a vote for the other one.
You'll vote for Kamala. It's automatically a vote for Trump.
Yeah. Him saying that, and kind of removing yourself from it, kind of sounds like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't necessarily mean that he ain't the president of Black America as well. He just wasn't only the president
Yeah, and that's the same argument that happened with All Lives Matter. That's the exact same argument of All Lives
Right.
Matter. But the history has shown us if you don't specifically address the needs of Black people, they don't get addressed when you address everybody else. We don't get addressed. It's a lie. It's a myth that people keep selling to Black people that I can no longer swallow anymore. So yeah, it's cute to say, well, he's not the only the president. He's not only the president of Black people. Like, it's not Black lives aren't the only ones that matter. All lives matter. It's the exact same sentiment, but every time Black people are engaged as part of the political body, we don't get those advantages because we're specifically and peculiarly disadvantaged. So if you don't specifically and peculiarly advantage to counterbalance that, we're never going to have the same equitable treatment or same even opportunity. There's no way that we can have access to the America that other people have access to. So and they agree with you. I said, Yellen, I agree. Okay. Well, you got somebody on your side. But that's my thing. I know Black people, if we don't get specific redress, we don't get addressed at all. But I'm going to move on to this video because I believe that Democrats have developed a problem with democracy. They keep saying that Trump is a threat to democracy. But here is a former Congress member from Ohio, a former city council from somewhere in Ohio, I want to say close to Cleveland, Nina Turner. She's in politics. I think she's doing lobbying now. She's got out of as a civil servant. I think she's more into lobbying but I like her. She was running. I could vote for her. Stacey Abrams as a Black woman, also somebody I could vote for, even as president. But they're going to talk a little bit about the problem that Democrats have developed around democracy itself.
Quickly to weigh in on something else that's a very interesting development, which is that Democrats have now cut an ad against Dr. Jill Stein, who, of course, is the Green Party nominee. This is the first that they've really paid any attention to her, and I think it's very interesting and potentially very revealing. So let's take a look at that ad, and then I'll get your thoughts on the other side.
Jill Stein, Green Party candidate for president. So why are Trump's close allies helping her? Stein was key to Trump's 2016 wins in battleground states. She's not sorry she helped Trump win. That's why a vote for Stein is really a vote for Trump.
Jill Stein, I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I don't know if Yella got to hear that. I love that part.
Vote for Trump.
Jill Stein.
There it is.
Vote for Stein is really a vote for Trump.
A vote for Jill Stein is really a vote for Trump. I love that logic. It's my favorite logic in the world.
Jill Stein, I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
So I don't know how much money is behind this ad, so I don't know how widespread it is in circulation or how much it's just an internet ad, but to me, very noteworthy that they decided to cut this ad, and I think potentially very revealing of some concern, especially maybe in the state of Michigan, that people who are disgusted with the Biden-Harris enabling of a genocide in Gaza are looking for a candidate who opposes that.
The polling data shows it, Crystal. Dr. Stein is winning in the Arab American community in Michigan. That ad makes my skin crawl as well, because the people who want to vote for Dr. Jill Stein, we assuming that if Dr. Stein was not on the ballot, that they would be voting for Democrats. And that's a wrong assumption. They're voting for Dr. Jill Stein or the Green Party because the Green Party puts up a different message, a different platform, and a different vision for this country. And yet it is very telling. They must be scared. And to conflate her voter saying that she is helping Donald J. Trump when nothing can be further from the truth. Again, this is the United States of America, so I thought. I was also thought that people have agency in their ability to vote. That's what I thought. But the Democrats, by this ad and how they also comported themselves in the primary by locking everybody out of the primary, is showing that they themselves don't believe in small d democracy as they profess to. This is wrong, and it takes away the agency of voters, and it makes it seem like voters don't know what they want and what they're doing. You poor little voters, we're going to tell you what to do and how to vote. It's just wrong. It's menacing what the Democratic Party is doing. And I'm really ashamed that my party would stoop to this level to say that anybody, that Dr. Jill Stein and the Green Party is in any way enabling President Donald J. Trump. If they want to talk about donations, let's talk about donations here. When I ran for Congress, a lot of Republicans jumped into the special election in Cleveland, Ohio, in a solidly Democratic district, donated to my opponent. Okay, so don't bring it here. When they talk about AIPAC money, AIPAC funds both Democrats and Republicans equally. So don't bring it here in terms of talking about Dr. Stein, Dr. Ware, and the Green Party in this way. I believe in democracy. I am a Democrat, but I don't answer. I don't worship this party. Democracy is more important to me. And so them coming at Dr. Jill Stein shows Green Party, shows how weak they are right now. And it is also the antithesis of what they say. So now they can't chastise the Republicans anymore about a threat to democracy, because what the Democratic Party is doing right now is a threat to democracy. We just want choice in the United States of America. We should not just have a duopoly in the United States of America. And if they got better ideas, they certainly raising more money. Why are you suing to get people like Dr. West off the ballot and suing to get people like Dr. Stein and Dr. Ware from the Green Party off the ballot? If my party is all that, they certainly getting all the money. They get all the airplay on mainstream media. So what y'all scared of?
Yeah.
That the American people will see different choices and then they will make a different choice.
Couldn't agree more.
We should compete straight up.
Yeah. You know,
but obviously they don't feel that way.
The funny thing, and Dr. Stein pointed this out on Twitter, is that while they're accusing her of like being supported by Republicans, Kamala Harris is running around campaigning with Liz Cheney and touting her support.
Oh my gosh.
Dick Cheney's are like, okay.
Thank you for that example. Honored to have Dick Cheney endorsement campaigning with Senator Liz Cheney, but progressives like us? Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Haven't seen that.
They rather have Republicans.
That's right.
So while they're complaining, talking about Jill Stein as a vote for Trump, they're actually having Democrats run with Republicans. They're having, Kamala Harris has had some Republican. Was it Liz Cheney? I think they said, and I think she said she's also going to have a Republican in her cabinet. I don't think she said at what position. So it's really weird when they pick and choose what's acceptable and what's not. And yes, everything now is a vote for Trump. Yellow lighting up that blunt is a vote for Trump. Let me see. Nina Turner was fired at 8:00 something. Yeah, I like Nina Turner. I rock with her. See, you heard that? Y'all heard that spark? Y'all heard that lighter? That was a vote for Trump. Wait. He just took a drag. He took a pull. A vote for Trump. Yellow just voted for Trump several times in a row. If he exhales, that's a vote for Trump. There it is. Another vote for Trump. And we have voter fraud. He's voted 3 times in the last 10 seconds. It's ridiculous.
Who cares?
But no, I'm going to say the Democrats have a problem with men. I think they're shading. I think they're losing black people like completely. It's not just black men. Because they have a problem with democracy. I'm going to show you some stats on how they're losing both black men and black women in a little bit. But I want y'all to hear the type of men that they do appreciate, the type of men that they do love. I brought this up before, the love huddle. We're going to talk about the love huddle real quick. But we're going to talk about emasculation, but it's going to start with the love huddle. Oh, I didn't put a timestamp? Oh, my God. Why did I not put a timestamp? Hold up. Where is it? I know it was when
Love huddle was wild.
Love huddle was crazy. But this is when Cory Booker came up. So I got this. So let me see. Share this tab instead. Boom. All right. Cory Booker. So I don't have the exact time, but I know it's when Cory Booker was up here. So we're gonna play that in a minute. You typing that as a vote. Yep. And y'all done voted for Trump. Dang. Yep. Stop shaming people into voting. who you want. Man, dang. Y'all keep voting for Trump. Y'all, what's wrong with y'all?
Decency and the kindness about him. And I said this to somebody.
Talking about Tim Walz.
It actually is the handoff, because the Joe Biden I got to know during the 2020 presidential campaigns, I always say nice to the ones there. I wish America could have seen when he came backstage and was just embraced by all the football guys hanging out there. It was this love huddle. Like as a former football player, it was a love huddle back there. The genuineness of their connection, of their affection. A bunch of guys up in a love huddle.
Yeah, so Tim Walz went backstage. There's a lot of other football players they were huddled up in a love huddle. Yellow, you ever been in a love huddle? With a bunch of men?
A few times.
Okay. That's what's up.
For me, the Democratic Party emasculates black men. And I think Hispanics probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity. When and where we enter, who we are, how we identify is important to who we are, just like our fingerprints. But if you're not going to use my identity to advance a social justice cause, and you're just going to use my identity as a blunt force object, now I got a problem. So what the Democratic Party does, they put black women on the pedestal. We're mothers of the movement, or we save the party. But yet you don't put forth policies that save black babies. You don't put forth policies that deal with the maternal death rate of black women and black babies in the United States of America. You don't do those things that lift and edify. Yes, identity is important. Both parties use it differently. So when I talk to black men across this country, they don't see themselves in this party. It's one thing to recognize the power and prowess of black women and the sacrifices that we make.
It's all great.
It is another thing to put us of black men. The black struggle, black men and black women have to be together. We don't have the luxury to be separated. And so I resent the Democratic Party for doing that. And so black men do not see themselves in the party. That bravado, because we got a kind of masculine energy, and masculine energy is not all bad. The bravado that Trump puts forward is still very much rooted in a hierarchical patriarchy. And a lot of men gravitate to that.
Yes, I wanted to share that again. Nina Turner. Somebody I could support, somebody I could get behind, who to be talking sensibly. That's all. Just talking sensibly. Her sentences connect. Her words don't float into the ether as she talks. Ooh. Okay, that's Adolph's link. Cool. But I rock with Nina Turner. She thought, and Ohio's always a good. It's always a good look. Ohio's always a good look. But I do believe that we have a problem in the Democratic Party as far as them trying to uplift black women. Well, again, nothing wrong with uplifting black women, but they've disaggregated black women from black people. So black men are being behind and starting to be talked down to, even though we then become such a smaller segment of the voting block. So black people are only 15%. Half of those are going to be minors. So that's like, let's say we have 8% adults. Let's say it's probably no more than 9%, but 8 to 9% are adults. Half of that are going to be women, a little more than half. So we're talking about 4% of the population. Most people are not registered or active voting. So you're probably getting 10 or 20% of that 4% that are actual active registered voters. And then you want to shame them for some of them having the view of not wanting to vote for a woman. Like, it's such a small percentage of a small percentage of a small percentage of a problem that they're choosing to address publicly and in a large scale way, as opposed to positively trying to recruit and get people on board and enthused and energetic about the candidate, because there's no more energy to be had. Any energy to be had is there, and it's waning already. It was exciting at first. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Kamala. Now the reality sinking in. We've seen the interviews. We've seen some of the sit downs. We've seen them splicing footage together. We've seen her ramble. Everybody's falling off. They want to beat Trump so bad that they'll say or do anything. Well, while I'm pulling up the next video, Yelly, you want to jump in? What do you think about Nina Turner?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm so over it that none of it matters.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. It's like everybody's opinion is selfish.
Okay.
It's just a weird thing. It's like that's that existential crisis moment.
So you have an existential crisis moment?
Yeah, because everybody's speaking from their own selfish needs. So to call the folks across the table stuff, it's weird. I get it. It's kind of how you get things done. But yeah, it's a fucked up time.
I hear you. Well, listen, I think people should be selfish when it comes to your vote. It's your vote. So if there's any place to be selfish, to look out for yourself, it should be in your vote. Like that's the one place I think.
Yeah.
Like if no other time, you should be looking out for your interests.
And that's kind of where I'm like, it's kind of where I'm at. I guess it's kind of hard to tell people what to do with their vote, but all everybody's doing is telling people what to do with their vote.
Yeah, I just want to have my vote for who I want. I don't want to be told I got to vote for Joe because I'm black. I don't want to have to vote for Kamala because my mama was black and she, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to. That's crazy. I don't want to be less of a man because I don't vote for Kamala. Like, what are we doing?
Because the thing with who, I don't know who the last lady speaking, where she was saying some truth. Like she was definitely some truth.
Nina Turner.
But it still just feels like we're sitting back waiting on the Democrats to do something, instead of being able to open up our votes to whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's still like we rooting for our team. Our motherfucking team be ass, and then they be like, I ain't watching no more of them games. I ain't playing no more.
You know I know.
Right.
I done quit 50-11 times.
What that really means is if they came up with a better team, you go back to watching.
Yep.
As soon as they start winning, then you're gonna go back to watching.
So did.
Right.
Did.
A couple years ago, they was winning. That nigga was like, yeah.
Yep.
It's still the same thing. It's that relationship with Christianity and God that folks want to get. It's just it's all derivative of the same thing.
Oh yeah. It's just like you said, church, the Democratic Party. Black people are captives, man. I think the way we came into this country is the way we're gonna go out, man. Captives. We captive to the church. We captive to politics, the Democratic Party. We have a captive state of mind. Like it's something there. Because like you said, we can't escape things that are not helping us, that are not serving us. We, like you said, we're hoping that the Democrats fix themselves as opposed to taking our vote elsewhere. Then we'll shame each other. We'll shame each other into voting for we've seen not develop policies that help us. They tell us to our faces that they're not our president. Harris, I got the clip already loaded. I'm not going to do anything specifically help black people. No, why would you? You don't have to, because we're captives. If we're captive to what you will never walk away. Those people will go. They won't vote. They'll abstain and let you do whatever you want. But they attack, like Jill Stein, Dr. Jill Stein. They attacked her through what they call off-air. They won't allow other people's choice to be heard. So they keep it like Nina Turner said, a duopoly. Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson. And that's what's the only thing that will happen. But again, the captive state of mind, people do not want to help each other, trust each other, cooperative economics, that stuff, man. man, I wanted to believe in that so bad, but man, I can't get people to do stuff together for nothing. We need to put money up before any politicians do anything. But yeah, money's the thing. Yeah. I'll drop the link a little bit later, but unfortunately, I'm gonna tell you, I tried to get on this. They make you download the app for this. I'm in this different studio. They make you download the app. I could not get in through the app. If you're not on PC, can't get in.
So while that makes sense, whose money are you putting up?
Ours. Our own. It's ours.
How? It's got their name on it.
It's got their name on it, but within this system, you use this system's money to affect this system. Like in-game currency. The in-game currency of America is what.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. That's why I said we need to. I was just responding to we need to put our money up before any of the politicians do anything for us. Right, but it's their money.
It doesn't go into politics. It's their money, but it's our money. Like it's the country's money.
I get you. I get you.
It's their money. It's the United States money, but other groups of people pool their money and use it to political action committees, super PACs. Like they use their money to lobby, to influence the vote with people that are least likely to do that. We have some, but it's not to the level of other groups of people. So of course we don't get the same movement because we've shifted from a true democracy to something more of IG probably has the proper word for me, but it's more of like an oligarchy, plutocracy. It's more about like a solid group of people that have money or power that that's coalescing everything. But it's not a true republic or a true democracy anymore. But this is actually what I wanted to share because I wanted this to not be a thing where I am slamming Kamala Harris. I'm not, because when she got a chance to speak about this and about black men, she actually spoke properly. So I want to give her credit. Vice President Harris, when she had an opportunity to speak, which I'm getting ready to share, she actually was respectful towards black men, as opposed to the other members of the Democratic Party and their supporters. Because they've been very dismissive and disrespectful towards black men. But I want y'all to hear Kamala Harris because I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm attacking her. It's the party that I have a problem with. But she's about to definitely speak to this. Let me play this.
I don't see nothing good, brother. You watching something?
You said what?
You watching something? I don't see nothing.
Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. It was there. My bad.
Selfish ass niggas, bro.
I was being selfish, man.
You've hosted men at your residence.
My bad, y'all.
You have engaged black men and censored them in your economic opportunity tour.
Mm-hmm.
But polling shows that some black men, particularly young black men, are considering voting for Donald Trump, and they see him as better for the economy. What is your message to young black voters who feel left out of this economy, and how can your economic policies materialize your lives?
So I appreciate the spirit of the question, but I'll tell you, I've often been asked the question in a way that I've had to respond by first saying that I think it's very important to not operate from the assumption that black men are in anybody's pocket.
And again, this was before Obama, so I
what
don't understand.
What the fuck did that have to do with the question? He asked you a very specific question. What the fuck does that got to do with anything he just asked you? It didn't even come close.
But they're talking about the vote and helping black men. But so it's pertinent. But like to the question, like she says, black men are not in anybody's pocket. The vote is not owned. So that's a good response. I just want to cut it there and just show that I really think, now this is me, a little small conspiracy theory. I think Biden and some of the stuff he's done in the last couple of weeks and Obama doing what he did, I think, and I can't prove this. I think they're trying to sabotage her. Again, I cannot prove it. But if this is her stance, their black men and their vote is not in anybody's pocket, And then for Obama to come out here and say black men, because you got black mamas and she know your struggle, blah, blah. It's a weird little feeling I have, but I can't prove it. Because Joe Biden did some weird stuff the other day too.
Black men are like any other voting group. You got to earn their vote.
Absolutely.
So I'm working to earn the vote, not assuming I'm going to have it because I am black, but because the policies and the perspectives I have understand what we must do to recognize the needs of all communities. And I intend to be a president for all people. Specifically as it relates to what we need to do, to your point around economic.
She did your president of all people.
Opportunity. Yes, I started way before I was at the top of the ticket and what I called an economic opportunity tour focused on black men. Understanding that, for example, we have so many entrepreneurs in the community.
So again, now she's going to speak to what she believes is going to help black men. So now she's into entrepreneurship. So I want y'all to, I'm going to try to put a pin in these.
Who do not have access to capital, but they've got great ideas, an incredible work ethic, the ambition, the aspiration, the dream,
Let's go.
But don't have the relationships necessarily. So my work has included, as vice president, getting billions more dollars into community banks, including working with the big banks to do that, so that we can increase access to capital for our small businesses,
So for entrepreneurs and ambitious small business owners, access to capital. So entrepreneurs, small business for black men.
Startups. Part of my plan under my economic opportunity plan going forward is that right now, startup entrepreneurs, small businesses only get a tax deduction of $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So I'm expanding that to $50,000.
Let's go.
Understanding, again, that when people have the opportunity to have the resources to get started, they're going to put the good ideas, they're going to put the hard work into it. And part of what I also know is that our young black men, our black men, just like any group of people, anybody, our small businesses are really the backbone of our economy overall. And when they do better economically, we all do better. Part of my work is about understanding what we need to do in dealing with, for example, the historic inequities that have faced the black community around home ownership. Right? I don't have to go through the history with anybody here about what that has meant in terms of redlining, what that has meant in terms of biases and home appraisals, and what the impact it has had on stemming the opportunity to build intergenerational wealth because of those obstacles. So part of the work that I have done and will continue to do is identify, speak truth about those obstacles and address them. Another example is medical debt.
Medical debt.
1 in 4 black families or individuals is more likely to carry medical debt than others. So part of my perspective, and as vice president, part of the work that we have done is to say that we're going to eliminate medical debt from being on your credit score. Because until now, medical debt worked against your credit score. And, people know their credit score, like, you wait, right? You know that number. And the difference between what that number is and what it needs to be is the difference between you being able to get a car loan, a small business loan, or even a leasing on an apartment. And so part of my approach is understanding the obstacles that traditionally and currently exist to allow anyone, including black men, be able to achieve economic wealth. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think it is sufficient to just only talk about economic policy around reducing unemployment. It is an important.
So, small business, home ownership, medical debt. She wants to address those 3 things. Doesn't want to center unemployment. I'm going to address all 4 of those points in a minute.
Marker. And I'm proud of the work that we've done thus far, but it should be a baseline there. Everybody's working. The point is, do people have an opportunity to wealth? If that's what they choose to do, if that's what they want to do. And a lot of my perspective as we go forward is just that.
So she wants everybody to have the opportunity to build wealth. When most of the jobs people work don't even pay them enough to live comfortably. So they have to work 2 to 3 to make it. But she wants to focus on wealth, which, you know, me and Yellow, we spend a lot of time on the internet, and a lot of Black women talk about wealth, right? Generational wealth. It's a big thing. That's why you got to have ambition, right, Yellow? So you got to have ambition, baby. Look at his eyes. All right. So she made those 3 points. Entrepreneur, small business. I'm just going small business. That word does not flow off my tongue properly. Small business, medical debt, home ownership, does not want to concern herself as much with unemployment, which of course affects Black men more than any other demographic. But we're going to talk about those one by one.
Oh my God.
You know, ambition, man. You just gotta have ambition, bro.
I mean, you gotta have a job.
Nah, you don't need a job. You just need to start a business. Multiple streams of income, bro. You gotta build wealth.
Start a business.
Forget a job. You don't need a job. Start a business.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
My small-minded self. Let's not think about the unemployment rate. Let's just only think about starting small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because if everybody's running a business, then everybody's money, right? Because every business makes money every time.
Yes. Yes. So let me find the part in here that I was looking for. So we're talking about small businesses. There we go. Listen. So, despite financial challenges, Black women drove business formation during the pandemic. Black women, not Black men. Their businesses grew to nearly 2.1 million, representing 15% of all women-owned businesses. So they're not 15% of the population, so they have a disproportionately favorable amount of businesses as far as women go. Black women's businesses were the only women's demographic with a greater than majority share of owned than their male peers. So Black women are the only group of people in the United States that have more businesses than men of their demographic. So when you say you're going to focus on small businesses, are you speaking to women or are you speaking to men? Because if you're talking about how you're going to help, remember the question was how are you going to help Black men? How do you help Black men? If we have more Black-owned businesses, not proprietary LLCs, we could have more Black jobs. That's true. That is true. If these people, here's the thing though, if those businesses had employees and if those employees were men, it would help men. But otherwise, as far as addressing men, it's not helping any of us. So many Black women have businesses that are they're self-employment. Exactly. Black people need to understand the difference between self-employed business owners and entrepreneurs, because as far as the businesses created by Black women, statistically, they make less money and employ less people than the ones that Black men have. So let's see. Let me see. Black women's revenues, they rose. Let me see. There we go. I'm looking for, there was something that was compared to men. Okay, Black female entrepreneurs grew revenue by nearly 50% versus around 26% for all women-owned firms and about 24% for Black men-owned businesses. So Black women have like combined, their revenue grew as much as all women and Black men combined at 50%. So they have 26 for all women, 24 for Black men owned. The number of Black women's businesses rose about 13%, just under all women's firms and a tad higher than businesses owned by Black men. So Black women in small businesses, they're doing great. They're thriving. So Black men are reducing in small businesses and Black women are escalating even beyond their peers as far as in women's space. So if you're just going to help small businesses, the trend is that you're not going to be helping men. You're not going to be helping men at all. You've got about 10K Black women businesses that are just LLCs where it's a single product and they outsource everything. Hey, that's true. So that's the small businesses. So when she's talking to men, how she's going to help black men, and she said small businesses. To me, that's a lie. That's lie number one. Then we go to home ownership. Single women own more homes than single men in the U.S. So even though the trend is narrowing, if you look at this little chart, I'm not sure if I can, let me see if I can make it bigger. As far as from 2000, single women had 64% in home ownership. Now it's down to 58%. But as far as home ownership, women to men, and I could not get these stats, but as far as in black people, but if the trend follows, if it's 60-40 split currently in white America, and we keep hearing about how black women and home ownership is a thing and black men don't own homes. White America has a cold, black America catches the flu. If it's 60-40 generally across the board in America, it's probably a greater disparity in the black community. It's probably closer to 70-30, where black women have home ownership is at 70%, black men is at 30%. Outside of families, you know what I'm saying? A family is a man and a woman in the household, but I'm talking about if it's just a single person. So if we're talking about home ownership, first-time home buyers, a lot of time, that's going to be women too. So when she says how I'm going to help black men, she says small businesses, and she says home ownership, she's not talking to black men. She's definitely not talking to black men. Let me see. To back that up, on Zillow, among black homeowners, black women saw the largest recent increase in ownership rates. So again, if they're having an increase in home ownership rates, but women are seeing a decrease in home ownership rates, black women are excelling beyond the national trend. Single women are losing home ownership rates. Black women are going up. So they have to have than a 60-40 split with black men. So you're about small businesses and you're talking about single families or home ownership. You're not talking to black men. You're not talking about what our needs are. The last one she said she wanted to address was the burden of medical debt being put on your credit report. Let me see. Give me a second. Because I couldn't mark these pages, but blah, blah, blah. Okay, it was a chart. Give me a second. Boom. All right. It was this one, but let me see. There was a stat with the races and the genders. But if you can see this chart right here.
Okay.
The share of all adults. Hello. The share of all adults who have medical debt. So if you look at it by race or ethnicity, black people have the highest. But as far as gender, women carry a greater percentage than men, generally speaking. But again, because childcare, because who has the children, who takes care of the elders in the family, women, black women especially, are going to care. Like Obama said, black women, when you got help, who was it? Black woman. Yeah, of course. They take care of the parents, the aunties, whatever. The medical debt that they'll incur for their families and stuff is going to be larger than what the men incur. So I'm just saying, when you're speaking to the medical debt, because again, everybody keeps saying how black men don't like going to the doctor anyway. When you're talking about medical debt being on your credit report, you're still not speaking to black men. So the three things that she said she was saying to address what she's going to do for black men is not for black men. She's still speaking to black women. She's still speaking to black women. Even on her question to black men, she is still speaking to black women. And then
that good shit.
You said what you say?
Nah, just said what I'm puffing on. That good shit. Let my man's rock though. He cooking. He cooking.
Another thing real quick. The education, student loans. We all that black women are the most educated group in the country, right? We've heard that. How many times you heard that, Yellow? How many times you heard that? And student loan debt.
Different much.
Student loan debt. Yes.
Too many
I think they said by 2030, as far as in black community, it might have been women versus men, period. But in college, it's going to be like a 2-to-1 ratio to women to men. So 66% of the debt incurred in college is going to be in women's hands. So even the way the Biden, then Harris administration wants to tackle student loan debt, that's so women, because men are dropping out of the workforce and the education. So men are just dropping out, period. What's up, Quantum? We dropping out.
Niggas quiet quitting. And loud quitting. And niggas loud quitting too. And,
I'm just talking about what they say. That's rhetoric that the women say, Alonzo. That's rhetoric the women say. The black women are the most educated.
I mean, like you said, educated and what you educated in is two different things. I ain't gonna take it. I ain't gonna take it away from them if they went and learned some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? It's also about what you do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know.
I'm with you.
Like I said, if you paying for most of the education, I mean, like if you paying for it, like if you're buying the degree, then you know what I'm saying. Shit, it is what it is. I ain't gonna take that from you.
All right, so now I'm with you, but I ain't even going to argue with the rhetoric. That was just a point. We know a lot of people are going to college, and most of them in this day and age are women more than men. But this is the unemployment rate by sex and race. So we have women on the left and men on the right. This is what, and it's a 2% difference. But even still, this is the thing where men are most, again, where we need help at. Because black men, more than anybody else, we bring everybody back in. More than all the groups, more than Asian, Hispanic, white, suffer from unemployment the most. Just a basic income. We suffer from unemployment more than any other group. Black women actually have less unemployment than Hispanic women, which actually surprised me. Which is surprising.
Hispanic women over there, like, can we get a job around this bitch? For real.
So this is the thing she said she did not want to focus her economic thing on is helping black men obtain jobs. She wanted to help us in the areas of home ownership, which is leaning towards women. We help us in medical debt not being on the credit, which is leaning towards women. And what was that first one? Small businesses, which is heavily leaning towards women. Even amongst their own peer group, other women, black women are exceeding far and above all the other women of the group. As far as what their profits are, how many they're creating, is astronomical. They don't need any more help there. Black men need specific and targeted help, and unemployment might be the place to start because even though you create the policies, you still can't change people's hearts. So you have to have specific ways to do it that are more than just lip service. But again, I just wanted to point out that even though when she's addressing black men specifically to a group of young black people, she's still not even talking to us. The Democrats are done talking to black men. They're now just using us as a prop to say, hey, black men don't want to support you because you're a black woman. Don't y'all have black moms? She done went to college with y'all. Y'all still won't support her. Now we're just a prop. We're not even somebody that they're willing to speak to. They're just only going to speak through us at this point, which, again, offended me even more. The more I heard, the more I was offended. Not just Obama. She answered that question great as far as saying black men are not a monolith. I have to earn their vote. But then everything she stated, when I heard it, I was like, she's not even talking to black men. That's not what we've done. I've never heard black men ask for these things, except maybe the small businesses. I've never heard black men talk about these things. And then when she talked about unemployment, she's like, I don't want to focus on that. That blew my mind because I know that a lot of black men have been struggling to find work, qualified dudes, struggling. But anyway, unemployment and underemployment. Yes, sir. That's true.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that the only type of employment we gonna focus on is the higher upper echelon employment.
Yeah, because you gotta have ambition, man. What you talking about?
Man, fuck that. You gotta have a job, nigga. You gotta have a paycheck, and that's why the fuck we be out here fucking up. Because we don't do what you do, man. Live your dream, bro. But we don't never have no motherfucker. We just lack that foundation. Motherfuckers want to hate structure so bad they want to not do a job. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of that shit too, but we need, because everybody, even if it's, like I said, starting a business ain't guaranteeing that their business gonna hit.
Not at
So
all.
what the fuck is you gonna do if that shit don't work? Because it's not gonna work, my nigga. I've seen niggas in my family start restaurants, all types of shit that went the fuck away within like 2 or 3 years. Because this is what I mean by being the president of the United States. It ain't just the best of each group that makes the country go around.
Yeah.
It's the middle and the lower class people. That's why I said, like, stop acting like we don't need people to go. Stop acting like we don't need people to go gather carts at the grocery store.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't simultaneously complain about the machines taking the self-checkout line at Walmart reducing the cashiers. You can't complain about that because those are jobs that we don't have. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can't just bypass jobs. And guess what? Them jobs ain't only gonna be for teenagers. You're gonna need adults to have them jobs. You're gonna need everybody to work them jobs. So you can't try to put it to where, that's why I'm like, ambition for what? Nigga, I can have ambition all day. I can go out there and shoot 100 shots and make one. So all my ambition count to what? And that could be my daily, nigga. That can be my everyday. I can go out there and ambition my fucking dick off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
I can have ambition oozing out my eyeballs, but ambition don't equal results. Possession of ambition ain't 9-10 to the law. That ain't 9-10 to. Like, go check out what John Cena said on Kai's. Yeah, bro. Did you hear what he said? The nigga
I can't remember, but I did hear it.
The nigga said he is like, it is not lost on me how many lottery tickets I have received in my life. I am lucky.
Yeah.
He said, so that's why I live how I live it and be grateful. He's like, because this shit is luck. This is all pure luck. This is just chance. This is random draw of the life lottery. So if he's saying that and he's in the fucking upper echelon of people, then like why are we stressing to get me? We stressing to get halfway where he at, and he know it's luck. Like, we want to jump straight from where we at to where he at.
Yeah, man.
And if we look like if we land in the middle, we feel like if we land in the middle, it's a failure. Nigga, look. Quit playing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And that comes with, I don't know, some level of awareness that a lot of people just don't have. Everybody can't make it. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody doesn't have the tools. Not right time for some people. I mean, wrong place, wrong time, wrong person, any number of things, man. A lot of factors in the making it to where you get to. But everybody wants to say they self-made. Everybody's self-made, man.
You can have everything, bro. I played sports. The crazy thing is I played sports growing up in Chicago area. But you know how many beasts and killers and all types of sports that I done seen that niggas, it just didn't happen. Wasn't, I mean, they had all the tools. I know niggas that was jumping out the gym. Jump shot wet like water. Nigga should have been, I know.
Man.
12 niggas should have been in the NBA. I know like 10 niggas should have been in NFL, and one is including me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it just be be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just be like that.
Yeah. A traitor relationship there.
Bro, one of my homies from like junior high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga he should have been in the NBA, bro. His homie, one of the homies, he went to the NBA. But that nigga specifically should have been in the NBA. He went over to France and was like the fucking Allen Iverson of France. Couple MVPs and shit like that. But man, the nigga should have been in the NBA. And it be like that. That's like, man, bro. Man. But you think him not making the NBA, nigga, I'm still proud of that nigga about what he did, dog. He a legend. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't have to go to the NBA. He ain't have to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Legend. Got to respect his peoples. Nigga know he hooper. Ain't no question about it. So shit. Man, just be happy to get to somewhere. You know, what the fuck we trying to get to? We ain't never even seen it. Okay, we trying to get to extravagant. Nigga, how the fuck do we get to? We ain't never even seen okay. Damn. As a people. How we trying to 1-2 skip a few 99 100? Like that ain't how shit work, my nigga.
That's crazy. I mean, you're right.
But I'm gonna all the way digress. Like my reefer.
Nah, you all good, man. I'm gonna hit this video for it, and I'm gonna show y'all some stats too, so you can quit blaming black men. But this is just what I want to remind y'all of, man, because this is again the insult of it all that I will never forget.
The reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
And I can't accept that. I can't accept that because I see them make policy for other groups of people all the time. And you're talking about women. Her whole platform right now is almost exclusively on women. I don't understand how you can make all this stuff about my body, my vote, like this whole stuff about women exclusively, or reproductive rights. Her whole platform now is driven by reproductive rights as a main thing for a lot of women, which is very specific to one demographic that can't pertain to me. I can't hold a baby. My body cannot hold or create a baby. So it's like you're speaking to a specific demographic. How can you then not say I'm going to do things for these other demographics? They've got lots of stuff for AAPI, tons of stuff for AAPI. I did that whole thing when I did the breakdown with Rico, where everybody says the laws always are very specific for other groups of people, but when it comes to black people, we've got to be blended in with everybody else. It's true, because I went and looked at the laws themselves. Even though it's the COVID-19 hate bill or something like that, every line item in that law said AAPI, 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 like Asian. Like I'm spelling it out as the acronym, but it's actually Asian American Pacific Island. They would say it in every line. We went to the George Floyd hate bill, barely mentioned black people. There's a thing in this country that's super anti-black, and nobody's allowed to talk about it, or we've got to pretend that we have to. Subterfuge, get things for black people in with everybody else, but everybody else can have stuff specifically for them. It's crazy to me. It's offensive to me as a black person and as a dude. It's crazy that we can't have anything specifically for us, but everybody else gets to march and have all these things for them. It's outlandish. It's so outlandish. Yeah, and they pay, but it's again, let's admit what it is. Like let's admit
it is.
What it is.
It is. Both of y'all got a point though. Like and I would say Lonzo got a good point with that, because there's no goods or service that black people offer America that makes it better. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
As opposed to China or Asia. Like I wonder how many billions of dollars in imports and exports to China they make as opposed to like the black dollar or whatever. I don't know if that question makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like a like what can you do for me? Like it's like how much can you do? Black people are not providing as much to the political spectrum as other groups of people. Our money goes towards survival, and unfortunately, we spend a lot of money on luxuries. We would have to skimp so far down on luxuries to invest in political capital that it's just unrealistic for Black people to expect. We want the political mechanism to work how it's espoused, how the idealistically, but that's not. We don't live in the ideal. Like we live in the real world. Money, cash is king.
Right, and think about it like this: if we're 15% of one country. And like you said, if we're talking about the adults, so the youth typically cuts in half, right? So if we're 8% of 100% of the adults in America, our money is nothing compared to 100% of the adults in China.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like 100, that's their entire population. You know what I'm saying? Or like 99.999%. So it's kind of tough. It sucks, man. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying, and this is where it's gonna get weird. I know folks probably gonna bite their hats when I say it.
Do it. You got to do it now.
But I'm gonna try to put it in a different perspective. Man, from what I've seen, they showed us that we don't get shit from them unless everybody else get it. So the only thing that would make me be like, man, I ain't really gonna say shit about what she said about like a policy that help Black people would be a policy that help everybody.
Right.
And it's like, do we want something or do we want nothing? Because apparently the niggas we're negotiating with ain't gonna give us exactly what we want.
Right.
But they'll give us something.
As long as everybody
else can get it. Right. And I know that sucks because we watching these people get it, but it's on some different shit. We're here. We are Americans. We're not nothing else. We're Americans. So it sucks. But we also know that all I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
I'm with you on that.
They don't care about us. Right. You know they don't care about us. So I'm not saying we need to be happy with what we get, but we also turning down stuff because we can't get nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't get it all. And it's like, well, shit, nigga, we need something. Same way the dock workers did, right? Same thing with the dock. Everybody's like, stock up, dock workers gonna shut down. It's gonna shut down. And like that shit went like a week. That shit went like a week. Right? But here's the trick. They renegotiated on the 27th. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the holiday season, all that good shit, you finna get all your shit, all your Amazon shit, all your stores finna be filled. Black Friday finna be cracking all the way. All the way. Here's the difference. When the 27th come, them people who run the show gonna kick them dock workers in the dick. And it's gonna be like 2-3 months. The thing that y'all worry about is going to happen in the spring of next year.
Yep.
After all this money been made, after they get paid, all this other shit, because they're not gonna not be able to pay them niggas. They made agreement, hey, we'll pay you this much because this is a break. This is the agreement we're making. This is the ceasefire. This is the peace treaty we're making right now. But on the 27th, prepare to get kicked in your nuts. Because it's probably finna be a war. But guess what? By then, by January, we won't really need shit. We won't be in real need of nothing. We'll be in the full swing of winter, so we'll have plenty of winter supplies. Everywhere has salt and winter clothes and all that shit will pretty much be delivered. Spring ain't too far away, but it is. But spring is spring. We ain't gonna really need nothing until the summertime. We can get to spring. We ain't gonna need nothing until the summertime. Watch that shit finna be cracking from February to damn near May. Because you gotta understand, we need to take something. You gotta take something. Nah, fuck, I want it to be like, yes, we're gonna make the yellow bill where everybody who kind of look, sound, act, or feel black get whatever they want.
I don't even want that.
I mean,
I don't want every black person to get what they want.
At this point, we could do it like a year. Like, I'm cool with like a year. Like, I'm cool with like a year. For like a year, 365 days. This is half off everything for black people.
Yeah, that'd be
just
dope.
half off. Just half off. 50% off.
Hey,
that'd
like
be cool. Yes, like yes. Everything for like a year. 50% off. Just 50% off.
Boy,
you still had to spend money. You still got to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to buy your own thing. Ain't nothing free. But just 50% off.
That'd be dope.
Just everything.
That'd be a good year.
Really have a black card.
Yeah.
So,
man,
I want it.
Black 2025. Let's go. Black 2025. I like it, y'all. I'm voting for you now, man. I like that one. I'm definitely voting for you. Hold up. I brought something in. I had to try to reformat it because this service ain't gonna work for me. So it's either gonna be EV Mux or something else, but this one ain't gonna work. I can only add 3 overlays, which just ain't never gonna work for me. Just ain't enough. But I wanted to go over some stats, and I can't format it the way I do, so it's gonna be really hard for y'all to see. But if y'all can see this, you might have to, squeeze, to do that little pinch move on the phone. If you're on the phone, if you're on the tablet, I want to show y'all these stats. Because when you have Obama coming out talking to black men, when you see validated voters in 16, there's a wide gap among whites by education, but they have other demographics on here. And you go down towards mid, just below the middle point, you'll see black women. On the far right, they'll show you the share of the electorate. So black men are 4% of the electorate. Women are 6% of the electorate. So out of black people, the black voting bloc is 60% black women, 40% black men. That's the ratio of black women to men that are active in voting. I got you, IG. Black women voted 98% for the Democrats in 2016. Now, mind you, you can't tell me that 98% of a group of black women all agree on one thing. That's in and of itself. That's a statistical anomaly that borders on impossibility. 98% of all black women that are registered to vote, that were validated voters in 2016, that voted in 2016, all voted for the Democratic candidate. But even among black men, it was 81%. 81% of all the other racial demographics categorized is still far larger by about 15, 16% than the next closest group. So you're going to chastise black men who have overwhelmingly voted Democrat because some of them wouldn't vote woman, and most of them are probably on the Republican side anyway. But it's crazy to come after black men for not voting for Kamala when we're the most likely other than black women to do so. So it's super problematic to come for us. More stats. These are on exit polls, and then the Pew poll for Harris, because this election hasn't happened yet, it's next month. But the exit polls for 2012, 2016, and 2020. Exit polls. Black men were 79% for Obama. Black women were 93% for Obama. Clinton, in 2016, black men fell off 10%. Now, you could say it's sexism because they lost 10% for Clinton. Or it's just unenthusiastic because they probably, I wish I could see what it was before Obama to see how many people voted then, to see what it was looking like. Because maybe Obama got a lot of people that voted that never voted.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bree said the same thing. Yella said the same thing.
He caught a lot of us. We was 18. It was like for his first term was what, 2008, right?
Must have been. Yeah.
Yep. I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. Yep. That was my first election. Yep. I was 20 years old. So he caught a lot of us like that. Mm-hmm.
I wish they had 2004 and 2008 here so we could see the full trend. But even this is good enough for what I actually want to show y'all. So 79% of black men for Obama, his second term. Black women at 93%. Even black women fell off for Clinton. Not at the full 10 point like men did, but 3 points, which is pretty substantial. Even black women fell off for Clinton. And so is that sexism? Then for Biden, who's a man, both black men and black women fell off 9 points. So is that sexism? Do women not want to vote for a man because they fell off 9 points? And what's our excuse? Because Biden's not a woman. So how can you say that it's misogyny that we're not voting for Kamala Harris? Then Kamala Harris, after Biden, black men dropped another 8 points. This has been a gradual decline from Obama, 69, 69, 60, 52. It doesn't matter. White man, white woman, black woman. It doesn't matter. Black men are becoming disaffected with the Democratic Party. It looks like black are too. They're just slower. Just slower. 93, 90, 81, polling at 77. It's not that black men are misogynistic. Some maybe will never vote for a woman. But it looks like even black women are not as enthused as they were voting for Obama. And nobody's called them misogynistic. Nobody's called them self-hating. Nobody's calling black women self-hating. Internalized patriarchy. Nobody said that. But the numbers are still holding up. Y'all fall off too. Y'all fell off with Clinton. Y'all fell off with Biden. And y'all still falling off even further with Harris. Not as far as us. And that's probably because of reproductive rights. If reproductive rights weren't on here, how much further down would this be than 77%? Because before Biden dropped out, nobody wanted Kamala Harris. Her approval rating was horrendous. Horrendous. Was not trying to make a sexual I was not trying to be misogynistic there. But it's just the truth. It's this lie that we've been telling ourselves that men are misogynistic. We just don't want to vote for Kamala because she's a woman. Women don't want to vote for her. We didn't want to vote for Biden. He's a dude. Like what do you, it can't be misogyny. So Obama pulled that one. It can't work. Women are walking away. We've walked away each and every election. So I gotta wonder, like when you have people like Obama and Kamala who look like us, if you're going to keep saying you're not going to do anything specifically for black people, or you're not the president of Black America, you're going to keep saying that, you're going to get results like this because somebody has to represent us. And not only us, because you have a full country, but somebody has to put us in policy like you put everybody else in policy. There's no way to get around that, or we're going to keep walking away. It's hard to keep people engaged if they're not getting anything from it. Why would I stay doing something if I'm not seeing any results, any outcome? It doesn't make sense. And if I'm only getting the same outcomes everybody's getting, then I don't even need to vote because everybody's getting it. So it's really silly. It's illogical. There's one thing, though, I'm completely confident in saying, I know people agree with me, but if you give yourself away cheaply, if you give yourself away freely, over time, people grow entitled to your presence. People grow entitled to you, your presence, your energy, your money, whatever it is that you've been offering to them. They feel entitled to it. And sometimes if they're truly just low character people, which these people seem to be, they start to resent you for it. They see you as weak. They see you as pathetic. They resent you for always even being around, even though you're trying to do for them. As much as black women and black men pull up for the Democrats, they are not trying to return any of that energy. It's not reciprocal. There is no point in us continuing to being on that Democratic plantation. There's no point in us being captive to that audience because they honestly just do not care about us. George Bush and the Democrats, none of them care about black people. Black women are getting a lot of word salad, but you're not going to get too much from them. Maybe you get the reproductive rights that all the other women are going to get, but beyond that, I mean, yes, y'all going to get some stuff, but everybody's going to get it, and everybody is typically going to get it more than y'all. Thankfully, the small business thing is definitely helping y'all. That's great. I love it for y'all. But for the most part, it's not going to turn out well. I got this one last clip. I'm gonna drop the link because I don't like Roland Martin, but I just want to have somebody else say it.
In 2008, Obama got 95% of black male vote. Republicans got 5%. In 2012, Obama got 87. The GOP got 11. That was 2 men. Now the number goes up in 2016, where 13 points go to the Republican. And then, of course, then you go to 2020, it's around 18. Now, here's the problem here. Obama lost 6 points. And so it's not misogyny if you had 2 men running. So what's going on here? And that is you have the Democrats, many of these Democratic white strategists have not crafted a black male specific strategy. What I mean by that is since the civil rights movement, African Americans less self-identify as Democrats. So the younger you go.
All right, I actually went past where I wanted to say, but even when he went further back in the stats than I did drop the link. And again, good luck getting through because if you don't have a PC, I could not get through on the phone. IG, I am going to send you the link. Give me a second. All right. While I wrap up, I'm getting ready to wrap up. So, Obama, as close kin as he is to us, he ain't us. He ain't our president. And he said so explicitly. The Dems keep beating this drum about how bad Trump could be. Threat to democracy. I keep hearing that. But I actually believe half of what they say about that. Honestly, I do. I do listen. I do pay attention. Now, I do read and research. The problem is, if he's this large of a threat to democracy, not a single Democrat in my lifetime has fortified this country and its laws with the help of the House and Senate so that he can't be this great a threat to democracy. They have allowed and even in some places helped erode the foundation of our structure so that he is such an existential threat to the country and democracy. They are complicit in anything that he does or can do. Even when they talked about he would essentially be, they said he would essentially be a king or a dictator because of the new presidential powers that they've enacted. That happened during Biden's policy. I mean, during Biden's term. So a lot of things happen under their watch where the laws and the safeguards get eroded under the Democrats' watch. So it's really hard for me to take them seriously, which also means if they've allowed it to happen, they can't fix everything that's been broken, or they have no intention to. Either they can't or they won't. So they can't have my vote on pure skin color. That would be stupid. So that can't ever be my consideration, because it's a perpetual state of failure that would force me to vote blindly Democratic forever, because they'll always have that hanging over my head. Well, if you let the Republican in, they're going to throw you back in chains. They're going to take freedom away. There'll never be another vote. That's unacceptable. I cannot accept that as a reality or a truth that I can even live with. But man, that's it for me on this. I do have another video that I was going to play with the panel of people do come up. Good luck again getting in here, because I had to download an app when I was on my phone, and I could not get in through that app. So if you have a PC, go ahead and try to hit that link, and you can try to come in. I'll add you to the stream. I'll give people about get a good five. I know Alonzo Hall said he'd be right back. He wanted to get in. Excuse me. So I'll hang out for about another 5 to 10 minutes. If y'all can't get in, I'll move on. But while we are waiting on y'all, I will start to play this video, because it was a good, interesting conversation with some other black men who were on CNN. I think Yella had to step away. Uno momento. Bam. All right, so while we waiting on people to pop up, I'm gonna just play this.
The wrong here with how he's talking about black men in particular and singling them out in this way.
Yeah, let's from here. He is still the greatest living retail politician. He's objectively a top teen president, but even he can swing and miss sometimes. And here he swung and missed. Here's what he did. Harris has been very strategic about when and how she's spoken about gender and race. And he stepped on that. And when she hasn't spoken about it, he stepped on that message. I think also with those comments, there's more to this, but let me just start with this, is that he forgets, at least in that moment, that she doesn't get the benefit of being a historic first the way he did. She's a historic first woman if she wins.
Maybe that's part of the problem. That's what he's saying.
And
Why doesn't she get the benefit?
Yeah.
Well, why would she get the benefit of being a historic first if she's not the historic first? Like,
first of all, we have to remember that this is a thing. Like, Barack Obama has a history of kind of chastising, specifically black.
And real quick, if she's going to get that benefit, you would think that the numbers for black women would be higher in that poll than they are. You think they would be bolstered up to back where they were in the Obama days. But even black women aren't feeling her the way they felt Obama.
Man, and like the question,
IG made it. I got to figure out how to get you. Let's see. Hold up. What's going on, man? Looks like you made it through on your phone. I couldn't get through on the phone, man.
Because I figured that you kind of like, that's why I had you send me the link, because I have to manually like type it out, actually the link that you have, and then you paste it to the app. But wasn't that
okay? Okay, cool. So I'm an idiot. I get you. You don't flex on me like that. You ain't gotta flex on me like that. Hey, but go ahead.
To see.
Yeah, but go ahead, man. Jump in, man. What would you? What were some of your thoughts, man?
First of all, Brother Yellow, thank you for speaking truth to power. You know what I'm saying? I definitely stand with the P-Archy on this one. I definitely. Yeah, I mean, because it's so interesting. I have been windmilling in other, content creators, and I have been telling that it's disingenuous for y'all to keep saying this thing about black men as you were able to show the data. It's like we vote. One thing I want to put out there too is that for us to be the smaller amount of black people by gender and stuff like that, isn't it kind of shows the dedication that we're less population of the black people as black men, but still vote almost at the same rate as black women? Despite us mostly being imprisoned or underage to voting age, we still turn out just as much as black women. So I really, it burns my biscuit, it grinds my gears, because for the civil rights movement, it was a lot of backs of black men. It was a lot of backs sides of our labor and stuff like that. when it comes to Obama and Kamala Harris, them saying that they're not going to do something for you has more to do with their lineage than them being black. So, of course, they're not going to say anything. What I'm nervous about with Kamala, she's going to be more for immigrants. So, them not doing anything specifically for us is because they're not us. And that's why I was pushing that disaggregation for blackness, that it's not based off of skin color. Having a half-white parent does not make you not black.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be quiet. I feel more mothered and nurtured to white American women than I do Kamala Harris. I don't have a lot of interactions with Hindustani East Asian women for me to be like, you were the women of my community. No, it was the black, non-Hispanic, some Hispanic women that we have proximity with. So a white woman is more like my mama and auntie than Kamala Harris.
Man, hey, I hear you, bro. Yeah, my thing with her, man, I can't. When I went down her little family tree, there's still room for there to be some traditional black descendant of slaves through Jamaica. I saw it, but she's got a lot of other stuff, and that doesn't even, as far as the president, none of that really does it for me. It's actual character, her actual decisions. She flip-flops on so much, and I don't even mean like she's evolved and changed over time. There are things that were important when she was in California that she just did not take a position on that were essential to her position as AG. Same things happened in the Senate, and in the VP, there's kind of a flip-flop. When I talked about Biden kind of put her out there or did her dirty, where I think we saw her in September saying that I don't own the black men's vote. But then you have Obama coming out in October saying that black men need to vote for her because she black, she went to school with you, blah, 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 your mama's black, who hurt you? So for me, that feels like sabotage, because that's just on the heels of Biden when everybody in the press was talking about her. Well, aren't you just an extension of what Biden did? And she's like, well, no, I'm my own person. I have my own policies. Here's my agenda. Then Biden comes out and did a press conference for the first time. I can't remember where it was, but there was a place where he's never done a press conference. All of a sudden now he pops out and does a press conference talking about we were in lockstep. Every decision I was in, she was in on it. And it was so weird that he threw her out there and under the bus in a way that he hasn't done his entire presidency. This type of interview, I think he was with the press corps, with the White House press corps. He came out with the White House press corps for the first time his entire presidency to make sure he let everybody know that everything I did, she was with. And I'm like, that was sus. So I'm like, I feel like in a weird way, and I don't know why. Maybe because they pushed him out and put her in, and he wasn't really happy about it. But it feels like people are, and again, Joe was Obama's running mate, so they may have a closer tie than they have with Kamala, and might be trying to throw a little salt in her game to see if she can rise. I don't know, but that's my I feel like it's a little hidden agenda. But I'm not a fan of hers anyway. It's just something I noticed. You know what I'm saying? So I really think it's a problem with her character, her flip-flopping, and if she doesn't even fully have the type of support that would rein in their tongues, like between Joe Biden, who she's VP for, and Obama, who's supposedly stumping for her, if they won't even respect her position on it, it's hard for me to think that her political opponents and people that she needs to sway over are going to be any help either. You know what I'm saying? Because if Obama's coming out of pocket and, stepping on her toes, what's going to happen when she's trying to deal with Republicans? So she's going to have to give up too much ground.
And I also feel that totally what you're talking about with the DNC, ADOS, we have been talking against that. This gendered, like disaggregation as you're separating black men from black women. What I do feel also too, the reason why, these people look at social media. It's interesting that people were so offended when Trump in his first election said, yeah, we grab him by the pussy. But isn't it ironic because the fact Kamala really had women by the pussy, because you're voting for her because of the reproductive rights. You're voting for her off of that. So I can see where they're placating to the whole gender war thing in the black community and gonna really drive that point home. Vote for me because I am a woman. Vote for me. And here's the it's like it's hard to ask black women to not be as stupid as we were with Obama. But the only difference is, the only reason why I do kind of give them just a little grace in the sense of how they're voting, for that reason, like you said, I can't carry a child. I don't know what it is. To, hold on 1 second. I got to put y'all on mute.
Do you think? But no, I'm totally with you on that, because I can't speak to women's vote. I wouldn't try to say who women should vote for. It would be for me to do so. So it also feels weird for me when somebody comes to black men and says how we should vote. I don't know what she is. It feels very paternalistic. It's super weird. But I can't abide by it. And I really hope other people start to see this attitude that they have towards black men. Like, I really hope you take your vote. And I'm not even saying going to vote for Trump. I'm not going for Trump. What I'm saying is consider how you vote, because that down ballot blue stuff, I know Isaac is, because I don't want to necessarily punish other candidates by losing that one little vote. Sometimes that one little vote matters in a few people, a few thousand people in an area or a precinct for judge or something else. That may be important.
The reason why I would say it would be powerful for black men and women to, because here's the thing, just strategically now, and I want us to be in our emotions. Voting for Trump isn't really a good revenge. If you get on that left ticket and you vote everything that you want to, that's a big fuck you to the DNC. And it teaches them that we are not a captured vote. Mm-hmm. So you can still vote tickets to the right, even if you're on a DNC ticket. Right. You just already know, fuck you. I'm not a captured vote. Because that's going to sting them way more that you saw everything else that you can vote on, and then you say no. Because, of course, voting for Trump is like a fuck you, but no, they'll really be able to see, wait a minute, the biggest constituents to our parties, black men and women, who vote at a critical mass, we have offended them. We can no longer take advantage of them. So that's what I would suggest, which was my strategy from the beginning. People convinced me not to do Democratic down ballot, but now I'm back with the shits. I'm back with the shit. If you Democratic, that's a way to teach the DNC, hey, you got to take us seriously too, and bitch, you didn't get our vote. So I'm not telling you how to support. No, because guess what? Voting down ballot anyway is going to give Trump a vote anyway. So it's just another direct way to be like, okay, bitch, really fuck you. Because you could have I didn't just go vote for Trump. I voted against you being the candidacy. I voted within the party against you. That is more of a political fuck you, if you ask me.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And everybody's going to have their own method. I wish we had more of a strategized thing. I was thinking about something. It's way too late in the game, but there needs to be a message sent. And I don't think sitting out is the best way, because as far as politics go, people that believe in politics, believe in the ballot, I don't think sitting out sends a message, because they just think you're a disaffected voter. You're just somebody that they don't have to cater, think about, speak to. So my thing is, I like IG's method better than sitting out. But if you're not going to send a message some kind of way, because I've multiple times I've filled out every other position on the ballot, researched everybody, and left president blank or written somebody in. And I'm probably going to write somebody in again, because Jill Stein and Butch Ware were left off the ballot because she had a previous candidate that didn't make. So I'm probably going to write in again, because her or Cornel West, anybody other than Harris or Trump. And it cannot be a thing where they're talking about Trump's a threat to democracy. One, he's already been president. And if he wasn't a threat to democracy then, but he's a threat to democracy now. The people who held office between that allowed him to become a threat it was Biden. During the Biden-Harris term, that's the only time possible he could now be in so much power that he became a threat to democracy. So you can't scare me with that, because that means it's your fault or you're complicit, because he was in office, left office, and now you're saying if we let him back in, he's a threat to democracy. That means the only person that could have done that is you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left the first time. So like that, the logic ain't logicking from him.
And even for black men, we specifically talk about black men, but even for black women standpoint, it's like you can't expect us as ADOS Americans to correct what you believe is a degenerate vote as a result as a degenerate vote. It is not for us. we already live in a Project 2025 reality.
Yeah.
So the part of me, the only reason why, again, I have a certain political strategy with ADOS and stuff like that, and again, as to why I just don't vote for Trump, because I'm not going to hold you. The immigration, what he's going to do for immigration, and hope possibly some deportations, possibly some things that'll be specific. I'm sorry. There are some more things that hurts us more as Americans that I can see Kamala's going to do. She's going to make sure her East Asian, Hindustani, Brahmin people who are the top class, like she's going to make sure that that is going to hurt us. We being terrorized all over by the spicy white community that comes in. So all that's going to do, so I feel like this too, and that might be a little demon side of me, but let everybody else get this Project 2025. We already kind of know how to navigate a 2025. Let's share the failure. So it's not up for Black Americans to be especially you didn't do all those specific things. And I want to say this, something that you and Yellow was talking to, that the reason why when you do those comparisons to all of those other countries that come here, Army Friend Prom talks about this, and we talk about this in ADOS, Army Friend Prom on YouTube. When you destroy families institutionally, that helps you to be able to navigate the market. So if you put Black families in a position to where they have to become victims of whatever the market is, without that family undergirding of wealth and not just wealth function, so that's precisely also why these people there's a reason why there's a mass immigration after 1965. There's a reason why people waited till after 1965, because it was close for people to come with their whole families intact. You see? So we don't even be able to function, even as ADOS Americans. We don't even get to function despite being here longer. And that's why there has to be the political redress, like stuff that Yvette Carnell, Nina Turner, and Tony Moore are doing. Because this is something that the DNC has done in our faces with the white racist liberalism. So this is something that needs to be called out. And the way that Yellow spoke, I said, this is why you can't blame Black men for not fucking voting. This is why you can't blame the bottom class people for the decisions people at the top. Power flows from the top. So it's the reflection of how you decide to go in those rooms and speak not for the people, or speak as you're speaking for the people that's not their interest for the people. And there has to be accountability there. So yes, Black men, speak up. Don't let these people shame you. You are more important. You're just as important. You're more foundational to America than all these other spicy people of color that's coming in. You have an opinion to say, this is not what I want. You have a right to say, when we was having that conversation, this is why I don't say the people who are fucking victims, we don't need to be the ones saying we're not victims. Because all of the things that have happened to us through cruel disadvantage, especially Black American men, we're the biggest goddamn victims in this country and our land.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. So, yeah, this is one of those things, man. I'm going to play a little bit more of this video, man. So jump back in when you feel like
whether what he said is relevant, right? Because there are a few Black men, like there are a few white men who are more conservative than Black women, and more white men are conservative than white women. But the point is, does this work, right? And there's no evidence that it's true or that it works. And he doesn't do that with, like, you've never heard him say, why don't you white women stop being racist and vote for me or Kamala Harris, or they don't talk to Hispanic voters or LGBTQ voters. It's only specifically Black men that he takes this tact.
Why do you think that is?
Because you know why.
No,
because
tell me.
The second most loyal, the most progressive group of men on the planet, they don't care about. They assume that they have their vote and they don't have to do anything for it. And the point of this is that if you don't for Kamala Harris and you're a Black man, something must be wrong with you. That is the subtext of everything that they're saying.
Well, this is what I would.
And I thought that was crazy. That's what I felt. Like, if you don't vote for me, what's wrong with you? Your Blackness is question. You don't like Black women. Like, you don't love your mama. It was so crazy. Like, when Obama said, I was like, it just felt like such an insult. But go ahead, man. Go ahead and hit us again, IG. Like, why do you think Obama of all people would say that at this juncture, like 2.5 weeks out? Why do you think he would step on that landmine?
Because him and Kamala Harris and the DNC knows that we are a captured vote. That's the language I learned from Yvette. We're not only are we captured in the mind of no, we are a captured vote. So he knows saying those buzzwords, whistle-blowing words, he's sicking the black women. He's giving language to white liberals to police our language of what is wrong. So that's what he's doing there. He's sicking sis on us. He's sicking mean mama such and such on us. And that's what I'm saying, what's so wildly offensive, of course he's going to say that though too, being so detached. The way he came and even when he spoke the whole Pookie thing, that's not your reality, partner. That's not your reality. And this is the problem when we do fucking Crayola as blackness instead of lineage. That's the problem. We have brothers like Yellow, who's all fucking American and black. Blacker than a bitch from Nigeria. Blacker than a bitch from Haitian. Because of his experience in this land. So, no, you can't have a drop of fucking melanin that's connected to another part of Africa that's not even historically linked to us. You can't stay and have a grandfather, a white Jewish grandfather who you lived with and raised with in Hawaii that was on the other side of fucking capitalism while you're gentrifying the natives. That's not a reality of even most fucking American white working class people. So you know damn sure it's not the reality of most of us black Americans. So that's why, being who he is specifically, he feels comfortable telling you that because he knows how stupid we are.
Dang.
They think we are that stupid. And here's the problem. Here's what I'm glad though. Black men intellectually, we are rising the fuck up. Regardless of all of this, for this, yes, I'm kind of cool, glad he said it. Because now black men could be like, wait a minute, bitch, you really think it's just that simple? Man. Oh, you really think it's just, and then maybe, hopefully, the black women, which they're starting to turn over to. So that's why President Barack, East Kenyan Jewish Obama, was comfortable saying that. He knows he only got with Michelle, honey, after when it was time to run presidency, baby. He only got with her. That wasn't his girlfriend. He didn't even really fucking date black women.
Uh-oh.
Go look it up.
Hey.
He didn't even date black women. So it's one of those.
Something about Barry. I remember some letter from Barry. It was some kind of letter about Barry where he might. Well,
Obama did not. I'm just saying, this is a man that we have allowed, and this is why ADOS is important. This is why lineage is not Crayola. This is why we need to push for disaggregation from the OBM and the Census Bureau so we can stop playing with fucking crayons and do some politics.
All right, Playboy. Listen, I don't think Yellow's coming back, and I don't think Alonzo Hall is gonna make it back, man. So tell us a little bit about the ADOS. Like how has Yvette Carnell and the ADOS group kind of instructed people to approach this political season? Like, what's the strategy? I know you told us yours. I don't know if that comes directly from ADOS or what you've adopted yourself, but what's the word from the ADOS group?
When I was at the summit, it isn't at this point. We're telling people to focus more local and state and vote for what makes sense for the betterment. Hold on one second. I gotta get this person.
Yeah, do your thing. So shout out everybody. Listen, I can't see this dashboard not work for me. So I probably will not be back in one stream, even though I've still got it through November. but I can't see how many people are here, like StreamYard. I think even EV Muck shows how many people are here. So one stream will not be the one. So while he's doing what he needs to do. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Appreciate everybody that's been here. Appreciate everybody that was rocking out in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about my presentation, some of the stuff I brought out. Did y'all know all of that? as far as the stats, that even black women are falling off from Obama, let me know, man. Let me know. Yella looked like he had to dip off. I don't think Alonzo Hall is going to make it back, but I'm going to get this last little tidbit in from IG, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and step off. So wait till he get back. While he is doing what he's doing, I'm going to play a little bit more of this video.
Say to this, because I was there when the NABJ interviewed Kamala Harris in Philadelphia, and what Kamala Harris said then was that you asked that question with the assumption that black men are in somebody's pocket. You can't make that assumption. Black men are just like any other group. They have their interests, and I'm working to get their vote. I don't expect to get it because I am black. I am working to get their vote. And that is what she said. And so I think we have to focus on what she said about black men. And I think we also have to on the fact that most black men are going to vote for Kamala Harris anyway. That is the reality. I think that in talking to black people every day, which I do as a radio host, I've heard some black men say, I'm not voting for her because she is a woman.
That's what Yella said.
I've heard that.
And I respect Yella for saying. I mean, Yella's always going to speak his mind and speak his truth. So, but I respect. I hadn't heard anybody say that explicitly, that I wouldn't vote for her, like because she's a woman. But he also said that's not the only reason he wouldn't vote. So I still respect hearing it, because I hadn't heard anybody explicitly say that. There were people I felt that way. I'm like, at the root of this, you just don't like women. I felt that about some people. But I wouldn't assume that that's the only reason, because I have seen enough about her candidacy. I've seen enough about her as VP, at AG, at Senator, that's been problematic. So, but man, before we go, IG, to finish up that point about what the ADOS strategy was.
Oh Lord, somebody couldn't hear. No, okay, yeah, no. For right, what we've been doing is taking over, going in certain different organizations and trying to, just be in certain spots, to where for this political election, we're not scared of. Yeah, Trump is terrible, but the best strategy we're telling people is look at what's going on state and local. We can't tell you at this point. Now, last year we had political down ballot, right? Mm-hmm. There is no direction. We're just moving forward. Okay. This is what we're doing on the back end, so far as reparation bills, so far as specific public policy for us. So in either way direction, we have our agenda. There is no, we're going to vote and tell people to vote in any direction this year, because the DNC really stole that from you. The DNC stole that from us to be anyone to be able to strategize. So there is no particular way you're going to vote. We've had people in ADOS said they're going to probably end up voting for Trump because of the other parts of policies that they have, that Trump might have, that might lean towards me as an American, not because I'm black, but being a foundational American. So we've had people even in ADOS who are not leaders, but who are members who have discussed this. So we don't have a specific strategy for voting for president this year. We tell you to keep it real local and keep it in the legislature. That's the best way we can advise for this particular time, because it's so cattywampus. Excuse me.
Yeah, definitely. Man, it is all over the place. Man, I got man, I got to fill it out this week and get it sent off. Oh, man. I got to insert saying that Jill Stein went on the ticket, because I'm going to tell you what I really wish I had thought about early enough to organize something trying to get black people, like people who would typically vote Democrat, to vote down ballot, like you said. But as far as president, to vote for a particular third party person, and then get conservatives who also felt the same way they did. Because there's a lot of conservatives that really just don't want to vote for Trump. But the people the Democrats put up, they'll never vote for them either. But to pick a specific third party for the Republicans and to pick a specific third party for the Democrats, and everybody vote for them, to send them this is how many people just really ain't rocking with y'all. I'd like to see something like that, because there has to be a message sent, because both parties are failing a large group of their people, but they don't have anywhere else to go, because some people, they don't like their candidate Trump, but they'll never vote for who the Democrats put up, because the type of people we put up, and vice versa. There's a lot of people that the Democrats will not vote for. Ooh, man. But yeah, so we'll let IG get his closing thoughts in when he is done with his current. Because that man is on the job. See the dedication to critically drinking that you need to have. This man is at work, but he is taking his time in to support the channel, to chat in with us, to share his ideas. See, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. He's willing to risk his employment to be here, as you should, as a person should. The rest of y'all, some of y'all ain't putting enough on the line. Y'all got enough. Y'all got no skin in the game. He's risking his job. Y'all need to be walking away from your families. Some of y'all need to be walking away from relationships. Some of y'all need to quit the shopping habit. Y'all out shopping when I'm on. Quit the shopping habit. Put it to the side. Save your money and be here when I'm live. That's what y'all need to do. Straight up. Just being honest with y'all. And to the person that quit following me, I guess because I was talking, I don't plan on voting for Harris. I appreciate that. I'm glad another person left. I drive away more. I promise you, everybody that I get, every time I get a group of people to follow, I get them to unfollow pretty quickly. It doesn't take long. I guess I'm one of those people. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. It was 2 people last week, and I think I know who those 2 people were. I'm pretty sure one of them was Poet and one of them was Narratives and Dialogues. But, I can't prove it. But, yeah. So, yeah, we'll get some closing thoughts, man. I see. Do you think most black men won't vote for Harris because she's a woman? Half of y'all think most black men will not vote for Harris because she's a woman. Y'all are crazy. But, I mean, I get it. It must be a reality. I mean, because it was 1/3 on the panel. So IG and me, we will vote for a woman. But Yella said he wouldn't. Just because she ain't got a penis. She ain't got a penis. You got to have a penis to be president. I guess. That can't be my requisite in this day and age where whoever's commander-in-chief has an army and nukes. It's not like she got to fight anybody. Now, if the person who was president had to fist fight other world leaders, I'm sorry. I would only pick a man. But because that's not the case, it could be a woman. I mean, honestly, it could be a puppy with those little buttons where they can learn to talk. When they press, the leader of the country could be a puppy with the little buttons like yes, no, veto. It could be one of them things. It could be a dolphin. Dolphins are pretty smart. I don't think Harris is though. I would be honest, as far as black women, I would vote for Nina Turner, who I showed twice. She was in 2 clips that I played today, and Stacey Abrams. Heartbeat. Intelligent women, articulate women, people who seem very passionate and they have values that they hold to. They're willing to collaborate and concessions where necessary. I believe in those type of people. Doesn't matter man or woman. Doesn't matter. I believe in those type of people. I just don't. Kamala Harris is that person, man. Can't do it. But I say this to the credit of the Democrats, to that whole, well, we'll do something for black people, but for everybody. I do honestly 100% believe that there are more democratic policies that would catch black people than anybody else. So out of those, I'll make those concessions. I'll admit those things. I don't have any hate. I love some Stacey Abrams. Absolutely. And those are 2 that I know off top that I would support. So for me, it's definitely not a gender thing. And again, shoot, I featured Nina Turner, not just because she's from Ohio. I just think she's dope. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll while it's 60-40 no. I didn't want to end it while it was 50-50. So thank you for that last person that voted no. Appreciate you. I am a regular viewer of this show. What? Who and how did somebody do that from my account? Hold on, now I'm confused. I am a regular viewer of this show, but they're on Critically Drinking, and Yellow's not in here. Oh my God. How did that happen? What? Are y'all seeing that, or am I tripping? I don't see it in. Wait a minute, let me go to live chat. I don't see it there. What? Okay, I gotta take a picture. Y'all got it. Okay, I gotta take a picture of this. This is trippy. Hold on. Because it's not in the YouTube chat. This is weird. In the YouTube chat, I have somebody chat as critically drinking. He says, I am a regular viewer of this show. Unless no, because it shouldn't, it was, dang, how did that happen? I don't know where that could have came from. Because when I chatted from here, it said you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all got a little mystery here. Well, we'll give it IG another couple minutes while I try to figure out this. I'm trying to think about this. Listen, I promise you, Quantum. Okay. Let me see. Hold up. Let me show you what I saw. Because that's crazy. Whoever's critically drinking, if you could let me know how you did that, that's crazy. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this. I took a, let me see. Nah, it's probably too. Dang it. Nope. It's too blurry. Let me turn the lights down on it. Let me see. Nope. What about that angle? Nope. Anyway, I can't get it to. But it's from Critically Drinking, and it says, I am a regular viewer of the show. But it's in the chat inside of one stream, but it's not inside of YouTube. So I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. But when I type from inside of one stream, it comes up and it says you. It doesn't say Critically Drinking. So I don't know how that happened. That is crazy. That is crazy. And I wanted to think, well, maybe IG did it from inside of one stream, but his name says Isaac, his IG. So, I mean, I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. It ain't me. I promise you. I promise you, it ain't me. It's something weird. Val Demings. I haven't seen too much of Val Demings. It's not Nightbot. It would say Nightbot if it was Nightbot. I don't know what's going on. But listen, we've been kicking it for a minute. Thank y'all for hanging out. There you go. There you go. He's 1 minute. All right. Maybe it's like Nightbot. My bad. I read that. That's crazy. I'm curious though. I would love to know what happened. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure it out. I think it was IG because he was busy. That's wild. That is wild.
Hold on like crazy. It's like the whole time when I was not on the phone working, I was busy. And right when I got on the panel, everybody want to come through my line.
I believe it. That's how it be.
Hold on.
Give me a second. Snacks. What up, Snacks? I got to figure out this little Scooby-Doo mystery. Hold up. I got to figure out this little Scooby-Doo mystery. Okay, so share this tab instead. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Reset. This is what I saw. See that? I am a regular viewer of this show. And that was under the NA I love Stacey Abrams comment. But there's nothing in YouTube. Critically Drinking. I am a regular viewer of this show. That's what I saw. That freaked me out because I didn't type that. That's crazy. And Yellow's not in the back. Like, he's not backstage or anything. Only person backstage is IG. And he's busy. That's crazy. That's wild. That is wild. All right. Oh no, that's this their stream. Wait a minute, that's the wrong stream. Wrong tab. Wrong tab. That's wild. But well, I didn't mean to. Oh, let me see. There we go. All right.
Oh my God, people don't be knowing the right information. My final thoughts is that I take it as a consequence, which is a good consequence, as Black Americans as a whole becoming more autonomous in their political stance. And the DNC does not want, the DNC is really against families, and that's why I can kind of see, even though I'm not a traditionalist, people more go to the right. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on one second.
Oh shoot! Hey, listen, it ain't gonna happen. I still want to know how somebody said, and it's only inside of one stream. I'm a regular viewer of the channel, but it's not in the YouTube, and I'm only streaming to YouTube. What happened? How did that happen? Oh my God! I don't know if I'm gonna be able to figure this out. I don't know if I'm dang, this is crazy. If the person doesn't just come and say, hey, this is so-and-so, and I'm on this device, or so, I don't even know how I'm gonna figure that out. And anybody that knows me is gonna leave me in limbo, like torture me. I don't know any that doesn't like torture me. That is crazy. And no, you will not call them folks to come get me. So you will not. That is crazy. Oh my God.
I really think that this is just a pushback that the DNC does not like, that we are becoming more specific as a whole. And they're trying to keep the flames of gender wars and everything to keep Black Americans to come together as units. And even though I'm not all the way Republican or right, that's one thing I can kind of argue about for the Republicans. Even they're more, of course, family centered. So you can't have a family fix of people without fixing everyone in the family. You can't just choose certain oppressive groups, minorities within a minority to uplift. And then since something was specifically done, especially if we're going to talk about the patriarchy, right? And I'm being not throwing shade. Well, in the patriarchy, during the time where patriarchy was most ruled, you had the most inequality as a Black man. So when all the other men were building up all this wealth, we had all of these accrued disadvantages, specifically now, because women weren't working. So as Black men, ADOS men, we were taken off the board. We did not have the same rights. We did not have the same access. So you did something specifically to us. So you have to specifically do something for us. And that has a lot to do with why we as a people haven't moved, because we do not put the energy and the specificity of what it means to fix a Black man, an American descendant of slaves. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Appreciate you, IG. Man, so this is crazy. Hold up. This is crazy. Okay, so this is my comment. You see how it's got the little one stream logo there? And this is the comment that came through that says, I'm a regular viewer of the show. It won't even show the comment. So this is me through one stream. Hold up, right here. Oh my God. This is me through one stream. And this is whoever commented from Critically Drinking that somehow circumvented the YouTube. I'm gasted and flabbered. Like, oh my God. No, I'm not concentrating. I got a daggone Democratic plant. Like, listen, the Democrats don't like what I'm doing. So they done stuck something, they done hacked the system. Listen, but I'm for real. On the true, to last words. I am offended by the way Democrats have taken Black men for granted, and to the point that now they're directly insulting us and our intelligence and using us as like useful idiots to kind of galvanize Black women, because that's who they're really talking to. That's who the Democrats are talking to. That's who they're willing to try to push policy for. is for Black women, things that will benefit them, but they still even won't do it in the open light of day. They won't say it's for Black women. They'll do things that, will catch Black women in, like the small business loans, the medical debt. And that's cool. I'm not hating on Black women getting gains. I want Black women to come up. I would love for Black women to have everything they want and need. That would be beneficial. But what I don't like is that as Black men, like, we're the last on the docket. Not that somebody wouldn't be last, but I'm like, can't we get something? Can't we get a crumb, a scrap? Can't we get something? And can we not be used as a political tool to poke Black women and then have them looking at us like we're crazy? We're 4% tops of the electorate. And it's not a majority of us that are not going to vote for a woman. It's not the majority of us. Most of us are going to vote Democrat regardless. So it's really sad to see that we got used like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I want to know how this got done. I want to know how this happened. And I showed the comment on the screen. Y'all can saw it. It's like, I'm a regular viewer of the show. Who did that? Obama? Yep. That's crazy. Whew. Boy, y'all, listen, I'm about to go ahead and end this stream. This is weird. That was weird. That was super sus. So I got kicked all the way out. Had to sign in again. And the comments still won't show up.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad